It is a great Friday night to talk fantasy football, NFL, everything. So drop all your questions, drop all your start sits, drop all your trades, drop all your matchup questions, drop all your NFL questions, because what else are we going to do tonight besides answer questions?
We're not
going to do anything.
We're going to talk about football.
We're not going to do anything. So we're here to talk about football. You're here to get answers and also talk about football. So drop everything. Make sure you drop a like on the video. We're going to get into answering all your questions. We got a video coming out tonight previewing week 5. We are ready to roll. We're so glad you guys are joining us. Say hey in the comments. I haven't dropped a live stream poll, but I will. How you feeling, Nathan? Friday night.
Oh, I'm feeling fired up. I just finished in a video for all y'all that'll be coming out here in the next, probably at the end of the live stream, actually.
Nice. All right, so comment your record in the comments. I want to see how you guys are doing so far. We're going to get into these questions in just a minute. Like I said, drop every question you've got in the comments section. We're going to go through and answer every single one of those tonight. Do you like the new setup? That's the first time they've seen it.
Super new setup. Super cool setup.
Tell them about everything, man.
Ooh, we already got a load of questions already, but well, if you guys really want a backstory on every single one of these pieces of football merchandise, we would be happy to.
I think we'll answer their questions. Yeah, no, they probably don't want to. All right, let's start up at the top here. I'm going to scroll up to the top of these questions, and we're going to get going. Starting with
Super Chats get priority. Jump the line.
Starting with Mike. All right, Mike's question: should I flex Pittman, Zay Flowers, or Ridley? And for running back to A-Chain or James Cook, thank you. You're welcome. I would do A-Chain for running back. And for your flex, I would probably lean Calvin Ridley this week. What do you think, Nathan?
I'm actually going to go. That's funny. Ridley is the last of those 3 receivers that I'd be starting this week.
Really?
Yeah, because of the matchup. I like James Cook at RB2 this week. And I like Pittman or Flowers because I anticipate the Colts passing the ball a lot against Tennessee because they have such a good run defense. And then Zay Flowers is one of our must-starts as well. So hopefully that helps you for a little some altering sides on that opinion.
All right, we got a super chat, so let's go ahead and jump up. Brandon jumps line. Brandon, good to see you, my man. Good to see you again, and thank you for your super chat. You are the man. Do you think I should trade Amon-Ra for Pollard with all the weapons on the Lions with Williams back? And should I start Tank Dell, Gibbs, or London? All right, so the first one. Should he trade Amon-Ra St. Brown for Tony Pollard? I don't think Jameson Williams is going to make that decision for me, but when you're talking about a trade straight up, I would love to see the receiver depth on your team because I think Amon-Ra for Pollard is a fairly good trade. Like, I think if you can afford to move off of a receiver like that, I'm comfortable doing that. Now, that goes with saying that they are pretty much in the same tier of players. So
yeah, I was going to say, I think they're in the same tier. So honestly, you're talking lateral moves there at best. And at that point, it really does, like Avery said, it does depend on the depth of what you have at each position. If you're not hurting at wide receiver and you're really hurting at running back, then go ahead and do that deal if you can afford to lose Amon-Ra. Yeah,
I totally agree. And then should I start Tank Dell, Gibbs, or London? So Gibbs is going to be questionable. At this point, we are not super comfortable starting Gibbs. London is also somebody we're not super comfortable starting. So who are the Texans playing? I can't remember.
Houston is playing the Falcons this week. And then
and their secondary is not great.
Yeah.
I would probably start Tank Dell out of those 3.
I'm taking Tank Dell over all 3 of those guys because of the matchup. Because the Falcons have a top 3 run defense. Dameon Pierce isn't going to do, if I were to predict, I don't think he's going to do anything. I think they're going to lean on Stroud's passing ability quite a bit in that game.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. All right, Brandon, we appreciate you again.
Yes, sir.
And he got another one in here for us, so he's going to jump the line twice. He is good at that. I will say that. I'm trying to run the comments tonight because Sam is gone, and this is proving to be very difficult.
Yeah, so Brandon says receivers are Diggs and Ridley and Marquise Brown. Okay, that's...
I think I'm trading for Pollard there, honestly.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. I think I'm good there. All right. Steve says half PPR and you have to start one. It's going to be McLaughlin, new guy on the scene, Sky Moore, Jaden Reed, or Downs. So obviously Jaden Reed going up against the Raiders this week, Sky Moore going up against the Vikings, Josh Downs going up against the Titans, and then we got McLaughlin, and I forget who the Broncos play, but
Broncos play the Jets this week.
I think Javonte is questionable, so I'm gonna lean not starting McLaughlin.
I'm not starting Javonte, period, against
I'm not
the
starting
Jets.
any of them.
So I honestly think you went from starting Denver as much as you could last week to
not starting
them at all.
So out of that group, I don't know. Sky Moore's not a bad pick there because that is going to be a shootout. That said, you are trying to guess which receiver is going to produce in that game this week.
I'm taking Downs there. I personally would take Downs. Sky Moore is a good choice, though. You're right.
All right. I will go Downs as well. That's tough. Mike says A-Chain or Kyron Williams or James Cook. I'm going to go A-Chain until he proves us wrong.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Chef, what's up, Chef? Said, sup, everyone, and welcome to the weekend you all survived. And now we can watch ball, earning dubs. That is exactly the plan this weekend. Luis, what's up, Luis? Running back 1 Bijan, running back 2 Pollard. And then you got Lamb, Olave, Flex, Joe Mixon. You have Cup and JT on the bench. Where would you fit them in? Oh, okay. This is tough. Are you starting Cup or Olave this week?
That's funny because I personally, I'll take Olave. He's been playing. Cup hasn't.
I would say, obviously, I think you're starting Lamb over Cup. So I think if you're going to put Cup in, it's going to be for Olave. And if you're going to put JT in, man, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm putting JT in there this week because he's playing a very good run defense. It's his first game back.
Yeah, I am wary of starting JT. If you can afford to, if you're 2-2 and you end up losing this week's game, I don't think JT is really going to move the needle there for you just this week. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, we got another one. Gil, what's up, Gil? Is JT a must start this week? And who should I drop, Gainwell or Jay Hill? Who do you think will be the better of the two this or all season?
I would drop Justice Hill almost for certain because even though we love Swift, we like him a lot as a fantasy asset this year, he has shown a history of getting banged up for multiple games over really every single season that he's been in the league. And Gainwell is a competent running back. They'll be able to scheme him up and he'll get some good points
I agree.
when that happens.
I think there you're going to be dropping Justice Hill. And then the first question, is JT a must start this week? I wouldn't call him a must start. I think from here on out, you're probably making that argument. But this week, obviously, JT has not played the entire season. He's not played since last season. He's not really even practiced. Yeah. Not to mention he's coming in and playing a top 10 run defense in Tennessee.
Yeah, he's a start if you have to. Honestly, like Avery said, there's going to be a lot of people that are just shorthanded at running back right now. That's the reality of the running back landscape at the moment with all the injuries. But if you're flying high and you're fine and JT is not your second or first best running back that you have on your team, just go ahead and sit him if you can afford to.
Gil, appreciate the super chat, my man. Let us know if you have any other questions. Appreciate you joining the stream.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremiah, let's jump back up to your question here. Would you rather have Puka or Cup for the rest of the season? Wow. I'm going to lean Cup there. I think when Cup is back into form, he'll be outproducing Puka.
The answer has to be Cup if, huge asterisk here, if Cup stays healthy, and that is a massive question mark. You obviously prefer Cooper Kupp when he's on the field, but is he going to be on the field? I mean, he's got like a genetic hamstring issue. That is terrifying for a 30-year-old wide receiver.
I don't know. I'm not scared of it. Jeremiah also says, also non-PPR league, who should I start at flex if Saquon doesn't play? Watson, Warren, Algier, or Gainwell? I think Watson.
Yeah, so in a non-PPR, Watson is a big playability for wide receivers or a deep threat. Receptions don't mean much for like slot receivers or anything, so I like Watson there. All
right, Dylan says, what's up, guys? Love the streams. Who do you think will be the breakout running back this week? Who do we have? Breece Hall, right?
Yes,
I think that's our answer.
Breece Hall's our guy, and I think between the matchup and the fact that he's not going to be on a snap count anymore, I think you got to be really excited. I mean, it's not like they haven't wanted to utilize him. They're just being cautious and playing the long game with him and his health. So they're going to use him a lot, help Zach Wilson take the load off of his shoulders a bit, and it'll be a big day for Brees.
Yep, that's what we're thinking. Ronnie says, what is good, fellas? What is up, Ronnie? Good to see you, my friend. Need 2 wide receivers, full PPR. You've got Judy, D-Hop, Michael Wilson, Dubs, Tank Dell, Tyler Boyd, and Jameson Williams. Amon-Ra's is doubtful.
So we're definitely going D-Hop there, and then I personally am going to go with Romeo Dubs. I really like the matchup against Vegas. I think Dubs is the one currently until Christian Watson really gets implemented into the offense. DeAndre Hopkins is a must-start everywhere this week.
I'm going to not bet against Dubs, but I do think go with your gut, and if you think Tyler Boyd will have a good game if T. Higgins doesn't play, that's also a fairly good start. So, but I will roll with Nathan's answer. I think that's a good question. Thanks for joining, Ronnie. Anna says, what's up? How are my favorite fantasy football analysts / YouTubers? We are great. Anna, how is our top fan forever, literally.
Was it?
Chef says, Pittman or Amon-Ra St. Brown for JT and Nico Collins in PPR League. Is it worth it? I do need running backs. I have a ton of wide receivers.
Well, if you have tons of wide receivers and you can afford that loss, again, I think you're shooting for ceiling there. Amon-Ra's a slot wide receiver. He's very safe, but he doesn't have the highest ceiling of all time. Pittman, kind of same situation there. Nico Collins he just put up 35 points last week in an offense that passes the ball more than most. And Jonathan Taylor, tons of risk with him, but high ceiling. So I'm not against it personally. I think it's a fair deal.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're just joining us, drop all your questions. We're literally answering every single question tonight. We are going to go in order. We have a long list already, so if you have a super chat, that you'll obviously jump ahead in the front of the line.
Don't spam your question.
But don't spam your question.
Please.
Judy or Kittle in a half PPR?
Oh, gosh. Kittle.
Oh, okay. Chef says, this has to be a Judy game. I hope for us both. I think there's a lot of people hoping that Judy's going to have a game here soon.
We've been hoping for 4 years.
Yep. David says, Kirk, Boyd, or Michael Wilson? That's Christian Kirk.
I think you gotta go
Christian Kirk.
Yep.
And Patrick G Mafia says, hello, folks. Hello, Patrick G Mafia.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream. Good to see you, my friend. Let's keep it moving here, Nathan. I'll let you take a couple.
Yeah, Mr. Prune 1951 says, pick one wide receiver and one flex. Christian Watson, Higgins, Addison, Ramondre, and Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to go with, assuming Higgins isn't going to play most likely, and even if he does, he's going to be banged up. I'm going to go Addison there in your wide receiver spot. And then for flex, I'm going to go with your choice of Ramondre Stevenson and Jonathan Taylor. Obviously, you're going to get a little bit of a safer floor with Ramondre. You know that he's not going to be on a snap count like Jonathan Taylor might be. But you could go either way there. Neither of them has a ton of promise this week. Taylor Gordon says, full PPR, 12-person, 3-1. Richardson, there you go. A.J. Brown, Olave, T.J. Hawkinson, CMC Swift, Kirk, Cook. I'm not going to read the rest of your team. Any moves that you should be making? Well,
question.
I love that you have Christian McCaffrey and Swift. That is awesome for you. Your receivers are looking okay with A.J. Brown and Olave, Christian Kirk,
oh, he's
and
got
Zay
Fields
Flowers.
and Richardson.
All right.
Time to sell Fields.
Time to sell one of them. We would personally recommend selling Fields. At the end of the day, in fantasy for this year, I don't think it really matters that much because I would anticipate Richardson's rushing touchdowns going down now that Jonathan Taylor is back.
Yeah.
But overall, man, get rid of one of those quarterbacks for someone that has team need.
Pick which one?
Bolster running back and bolster receiver. If you can package together like one of those QBs with Akers, with Elijah Mitchell, if that can incentivize or really move the needle for whoever you're trading with, go ahead and do that.
All right. Make sure you guys drop a like real quick, and make sure you drop all your questions. We're answering literally every single one. So if you drop your question, we're going to get to it eventually. If you drop a super chat, you get to jump in front of everybody. We have a long line right now.
Yep. Chaka says, would you trade Olave, Andrews, Kyron, and Thielen for Hill, Ingram, DK, and Evans? I assume that's Mike Evans. So you're looking at Olave and Kyron. This is how I would kind of put it together. Olave and Kyron. No, I would actually do like Olave and Andrews for Tyreek and Ingram, DK and Evans. Yeah, I'm taking the Hill side. Easy. I'll take the best player on the deal there. Brandon Phillips says full. Ooh, is this like Brandon Phillips like from the old Cincinnati Reds teams that were really good?
Could be a nerd.
Brandon Phillips.
Could be a nerd.
Joey Votto.
No.
Jay Bruce.
No.
Aroldis
stop.
Chapman.
Nobody likes the Reds.
I do. Full PPR, pick one wide receiver and a flex. Nico Collins, Waddle, James Cook, and Breece Hall. We're going to go Jalen Waddle, and we're going to go Breece Hall there. Anna Gwynn says, whoa, look at that new setup. I know, right? It actually is the same setup. We just added some stuff. It's super fun. Look, Andrew Luck.
They can't see it. Hold on. Let me take the...
Rip.
There's Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
There he is, right next to Justin Herbert.
Very sad.
How about that?
Very sad.
All right, Patrick G. Mafia.
Patrick G. Mafia says, I have Keenan Allen on bye, so starting 2 wide receivers this week. Who do you like? Addison, Boyd, Michael Wilson, and Josh Reynolds. Well, Josh Reynolds is currently questionable. If he ends up playing, I actually kind of like his outlook this week because Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be out, or because Amon-Ra St. Brown is doubtful, and this is Jameson Williams' first game back. We don't even know how much he's going to play. So that's kind of a sneaky start that you could have there. I will, right off the bat, though, I'll probably lean Addison and then Boyd as my second option there. But we'll see what happens to Reynolds this week. Anna Gwynn says, 0-4, injuries be killing me.
Yeah, we get it.
We are all suffering from the injury bug.
Wow, Chef's record. Holy smokes.
42 and 28.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
That's a lot of wins and losses.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah. Adam says, Amon-Ra out, question mark. Should I start Zay, Gibbs, Addison, or pick up Michael Wilson, Khalif Raymond, or Breida?
So
if Amon-Ra is out, you should start Addison.
Well, who is Zay? Is that Zay Jones or Zay Flowers?
I mean, either way, right?
If you're talking Zay Flowers, I'd still start Zay Flowers.
Over Addison? Jordan Addison?
I think they're both pretty close. I mean, we have Zay Flowers as a must start this week, and
we had Addison as a must start.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in Flowers.
I would take Addison there. Patrick G. Mafia says 2-2, much better team than I believe. That's good. Hans says, kicking myself for listening to the consensus. Yeah, that normally doesn't work out super well. Experts at Fantasy Pros and started the Washington defense. Yeah,
I hate to break it to you, man, but if we had done defense and
we would have had him
this
up
week,
there.
we would have had him up there too.
I will feel a bit better if the Jets D, who I sat, has a mediocre outing.
Yeah.
I would think the Jets being mediocre is something that will probably happen.
It's a possibility, yeah. Adam says, also trade Hollywood for Pittman. I think that's a pretty lateral move, and I don't mind it. I trust the situation in Indy long-term more than I do the Cardinals. I think that's a fine deal.
Yeah.
Keith says, half PPR, question my brethren. Jaleel McLaughlin or Tyjae Spears if Javonte plays. I'm taking Jaleel McLaughlin there because he showed some juice. And the Colts run defense is pretty solid. I'd kind of throw the Kyron Williams performance out the window because what's his name? Wow. Was banged up. DeForest Buckner was banged up.
Good job.
Patrick G. Mafia says, opponent started Robinson talking about the game that he was talking before.
All right, my turn. Caesar Ninja. Out of these three, which two do you start? Tutu Atwell, Zay Flowers, and Tank Dell. Of those three, the two that I would pick are going to be number 1, Zay Flowers, and number 2, who do the Rams play? I'm probably doing Tutu.
The Rams play the Eagles.
No, but Cooper Kupp's back. Tank Dell.
Rams play the Eagles.
I'll play Zay. I'll play Zay and Tank Dell there.
Nice.
Nick the Kick 17 says, I traded Christian Kirk, Zach Moss, for A.J. Dillon, and Pacheco, basically a wide receiver for running back. I actually think that's okay. You got some value. Well, A.J. Dillon's kind of a wash there, so yeah, I think it's fine though. I think if you needed running back and you're trading Christian Kirk for Pacheco, Pacheco's been balling out, so that's fine.
Yeah, A.J. Dillon's honestly not even rosterable.
Yeah, those two guys cancel each other out.
Yeah. Chef TP says, with Claypool getting traded and his value at basically 0, should I hold and see if value goes up or try to get a third for him? Get anything. I'd take a fourth for him straight up.
Yes.
Like legit. Angel says 10-team full PPR, start 3, A-Chain, JT, Hall, CMC, Derrick Henry. I'm going to go Breece, CMC, and Derrick Henry. Corey Jones says full PPR flex. I have Kamara and Pollard for my 2 running backs. Who to flex, Mostert or Kyron Williams or Tank Dell? I'm going to go Tank Dell there. I like the passing situation against the Falcons this week.
All right. Good
what do you think?
I mean, the other guys are definitely safer options.
Yeah, they are.
So if you want to go the safe route, I would probably...
You go Kyron Williams.
I can go Kyron
because he'll get volume for sure.
Yeah, we just don't. We predict he's going to struggle this week. But
yeah.
Aiden says, should I trade Michael Pittman for Amari Cooper full PPR?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, you should.
Please
should do that.
Yep.
And we're Michael Pittman fans. Jeremy says, did a Yahoo Prize public draft today. 10-team half PPR starters: Cousins, Devontae, Puka, Eckler, Mixon, Andrews, Ridley. I can't see the rest of it. Oh, there we go. Dallas D. How do you think I did? I think you did fantastic. Yep. Solid quarterback, great wide receivers, great running backs, great tight end. Ridley, I don't know how you got that team. It's a 10 team, so that makes more sense, but well done.
Yeah.
Kenny Ta says
Ta.
Pickens, Tutu or Higgins.
Ugh.
Woof.
Pickens.
He's probably Pickens. Like, I
that's tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough. It sounds like a product of the bye week. Patrick Mafia says habitual line stepper. Cool. Jack Nadeau says domain. Happy Friday, legends.
up,
The
Jack?
most important start,
us yell on the
sit,
stream.
traditional or boneless wings.
Oh.
Only one correct answer, and it's not chicken nuggets for adults.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so I'm not
Well-
going to lie. I've been pretty into boneless wings for a long time, but I'm starting to get back into bone-in wings now.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, so there you go. We're growing up.
I hate how messy they are, but whatever.
Chris wants to know how the boys are this evening. The boys are absolutely fantastic. Nothing bad has happened today.
Tantastic.
Ray Pin says DJ Moore or Amari Cooper for the rest of the season. For the rest of the season, I'm still going to lean Cooper. I know right now we're thinking, okay, DJ Moore just came out and balled out. He had his best game of his career. We're going to be conservative with this. We're going to lean on Amari Cooper's proven production. We're going to lean on the better quarterback there. We're going to go Amari Cooper rest of the season.
Yep, and we got a super chat from Max.
What's up, Max?
He says full PPR trade Javonte and Ingram for Hawkinson.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Running backs without Javonte would be A-Chain, ETN, Gus Edwards, Charbonnet, and Tank. I am okay with that.
You're still thin, but you're not
yeah,
any thinner
you're not
than you
any
are with
thinner.
Javonte.
Especially when you're getting Hawkinson. We like Javonte longer term for the rest of the season. We've said this before. The injury is a little bit of a concern. They said it's not supposed to be nagging for too long, though. Ultimately, though, the gap between Ingram and Hawkinson, between any tight end and Hawkinson, not named Kelsey, is pretty significant. So, good deal there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, you're adding Hawkinson to a team. I'm assuming you are sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Add Hawkinson to that team, and you're good. He is a significant upgrade over Ingram, and Javonte, like we said, has been pretty disappointing. So, yeah, I think that's a great trade for you, and I think your running back depth is going to be fine. I think A-Chain and ETN are going to be fine the rest of the season. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that for your team, Max. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you for joining the stream. We really appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah, Mike32 says, half PPR, would you trade Olave and Brian Robinson for Waddle and JT? Absolutely, I would do that. He would still have CMC, Saquon, Brees, and Khalil Herbert at running back. That's an amazing running back room. That's honestly, that's unfair. Harris 8888 says, trade Swift and Ridley for CMC and Dynasty. I'm a contender. Swift is like levels above everyone else, right? Or CMC is levels above
I'm
everyone
making
else
that
right
trade.
now. I think that's a fine
If
trade.
you're almost winning your dynasty league out of CMC is a league winner.
As good as CMC has been this year too, if he stays healthy going into next year, I don't even think he loses much value because I mean he's
ridiculous,
going
and his contract's
mid to
ridiculous.
late second. Yeah.
We got another dynasty.
He's
question.
awesome.
Soft Slates, what's up? Which plays better long term? Garrett Wilson or Amon-Ra? Thank you. Love the vids. Right now, for market value, you've got to take Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's valued higher on any market value tool you use. So now, who is better long term? I think Amon-Ra is safer right now long term. I think there's just the quarterback purgatory you have to worry about with Garrett Wilson. So we're gonna lean Amon-Ra there right now. Aiden says, should I trade Pittman? Oh, she already did that one. Oh no, don't be spamming the comments.
No.
Don't be doing that. Mr. Prune 1951 says, love the stream so far. Oh, thank you, Mr. Prune 1951.
Yeah.
Burrow or Goff this week?
So we have Burrow, spoiler alert, as a breakout candidate this week, and we have Goff as a must start, so it's kind of funny. I'm going to lean Burrow because of the Amon-Ra situation.
I think it's hard not to start Jared Goff against the Panthers, but
yeah,
you're
but
right.
if they
They're
keep
missing
driving
a
it
bunch of
downfield
weapons.
and Montgomery gets Vultures 3 touchdowns at the goal line again,
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
that
We'll go
sucks.
Burrow. We'll still lean Burrow. We predict he's going to have a good game, actually.
I think they could both have a solid week, though.
But you're right. David Montgomery, he just ruins everything.
Yeah.
Ryan Murphy says, thoughts on trading Puka Lamar and Dameon Pierce for Diggs, James Cook, and Deshaun Watson? You have Stroud on your bench as well, so you don't really need Lamar. So let's say... you're still
Oh, if
getting-
you don't, yeah.
Oh,
I think that's
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
fine.
I'm making
You're
that
getting
trade.
Diggs.
I like that trade, actually.
Zav Slay says, cut Puka, Christian Watson, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Josh Reynolds, or Jamison Williams. Pick 3, please, for me, with a heart. He says,
So if I'm picking 2 there, I'm probably doing Cup and Puka.
I'm going Cup and Puka, and then I'm going Nico Collins.
Yep, I like that.
Yep.
I agree with that.
The Citizen
Ooh, the Citizen. What's up, the Citizen?
says, What do we do about Devontae Adams this week?
Start him.
We wait and we see until Sunday morning when he is
he questionable?
very questionable.
Oh,
the
that's
shoulder
right, because
injury.
he played through that injury last week. Yeah.
Yep.
My
So it's something to keep an eye on. Just make sure you stay on your toes with him. Look at your lineup at 12 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, and if he's out, then you can just switch him out. So, but if he's playing, you're playing him regardless. I don't care how banged up he is, you're starting him. Harris says, with Amon-Ra injured, I might have to start 3 Rams, cut Puka and Kyren. Kind of lowers my ceiling unless they all do well somehow, right? Or should I not be worried? I wouldn't be too worried. I think Kyren has a safe floor. I'm not as excited about Kyren this week because of the matchup, but overall, I think the Rams are going to have a pretty high-scoring game. I think that game overall is going to be pretty high-scoring on both sides of the ball because the Philadelphia Eagles secondary has allowed a lot of fantasy production, and I mean, the Rams are just depleted of talent outside of Aaron Donald. So I think it's going to be a shootout, a lot of fun, and you should be comfortable starting Kupp and Puka if you have to.
Yeah, absolutely. Hans C said, did I make a huge mistake not accepting the Ridley for A-Chain 2 weeks ago? Said as a wide receiver, need running back depth. Did you make a huge mistake?
No, we're still going to say no.
We're going to, I mean, who knows? It's going to be hard to tell with AJ.
It could have been a huge mistake,
it could be,
we don't know
but
that
not
for
yet.
sure yet. Yeah.
Patrick G. Mafia says, thoughts on the Colts defense this week, fellas? I'm honestly not super trusting the Colts defense right now.
There is not a single week ever this year where I will trust the Colts defense.
Yeah,
their secondary is so bad.
Yeah.
And it's even worse because they just lost their second starting corner for the season.
Yep.
So.
Kinger says, hi, guys. What's up, Kinger? PPR start. 1 wide receiver in a flex. You've got Ridley, Doubs, Monty, and Kamara. First one, the flex for sure is going to be Monty. Oh, no. You've got Kamara. Oh, dang, your team's stacked.
That's tough.
I'm doing Monty or Kamara?
Monty.
Okay,
because Kamara's playing New England.
Okay, yeah. Monty and Ridley. I will take Ridley.
Yeah.
Cal says, if Gibbs is out, hamstring, I have no backup running back. This is a non-PPR league. Do I try and sell some wide receivers and pick somebody up? Only Pierce, Najee, and Warren are available in my league. Yeah. Pierce, Najee, and Warren. No, none of those guys are worth trading for. I would just... Oh, you have no backup. Oh, man.
I mean, I would target the best running back of that bunch, which is Dameon Pierce.
And
I can't believe that's
yeah, but I wouldn't give up too much for him. Like you don't want to ruin your chances to win later in the season by giving up something to win one week.
If you have to punt this week, like just do it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
J-Dog says, in Dynasty, are you selling Gibbs for a projected mid-first in Wandale?
No.
Not yet, we aren't, even though we're not excited about Jameer Gibbs in Dynasty right now.
At all.
Not particularly excited.
Actually kind of infuriated.
Yeah, but no. Bronson says, trade JT for Pacheco and Kittle. We're going to keep JT there, and we're going to lean on the upside. We're going to hope he can win you your league.
Yeah. Rob says, thoughts on Olave's value and Carr's injury. So we have talked about this at length in our Do Not Start video this week. We're going to talk about it again in today's video. Our opinion has shifted a little bit since knowing the extent of Judon's injury and the fact that Christian Gonzalez is out for the season. New England does bring in J.C. Jackson after he left them. They went out and traded for him because they needed depth again, and he wasn't working out in L.A. I am more hesitant to start Olave than Avery is, though I do recognize the fact that you may just have to start Olave. You just have to ride with the talent, and there's so many buys this week and so many talented wide receivers that aren't playing that usually start every single week for you that you may just be forced to start Olave.
Yeah.
If you have the ability, if you're not really hurt by buys this week and you have the ability to bench Olave, I think I would be... I sympathize with you if you go that route, because honestly, even though New England's shorthanded, it's still New England. It's still Bill Belichick. They know that the primary threat there is Chris Olave, and they know that Derek Carr's shoulder is still very much. I mean, he did not look good last week. There's a chance that he checks down to Kamara even more this week as well. We just don't know the extent of Derek Carr's injury and how long it'll last. So a lot of question marks with Olave. If you have to start him, that's fine. If you don't, I completely understand as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay Frost has traded Ramondre for Waddle. Yes, I'm doing that. Coco says Ridley or Nico Collins. If you're talking about starting, I'll go Nico.
I will also go Nico.
That's risky. I
Risky
can see.
bisky,
I can
but
tell.
Ridley
If you
hasn't
want to
been
go
doing
Ridley,
anything.
then go Ridley.
Ridley hasn't been doing anything.
We just like Nico, and we like the matchup against the Falcons.
Yep.
Full PPR. Trade Javonte and Ingram for Hawkinson. Yeah, we already answered this one. Jack says I should probably ask a serious question too. You might as well. You get your worth out of us at least. Start. Oh crap! It went away. Start 2 flex. Here we go. Madison, Javonte, Michael Wilson, Sutton, and Judy. The Broncos are gross, but gotta love bye weeks. Appreciate you. We appreciate you too, man.
Yeah.
And the Broncos are gross, and the bye weeks are also gross. So of those two, I will go Madison. That's sure to be a high-scoring game.
Yes.
And I will go.
I'll take Judy.
I'll take Judy as well. Yep. Yeah. Broncos are gross, but we got to do it. It's all business. Hey, if you guys are watching, make sure you drop a like on the stream real quick. Nathan, like on 3. 1, 2, 3. You already had it up. That was cheating. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And make sure you put your comments and questions. We're literally, if you want your name on the screen and us to read your name and your question and answer it, that's what we're doing right now. So if you drop a comment, we're going to answer it. And like I said, super chats, jump the line. This is Gil, and this was in response to his question from earlier. He said would be wide receiver 3. Chris Godwin, Zay Flowers, Romeo Doubs, T. Higgins for the rest of the season. All right.
We're biased. We'll take Godwin.
We'll take Godwin. Yeah. We're gonna stick to our guns. We need this. We need the buy Chris Godwin sign up here.
Yeah. Brandon Deinhart says sat DJ Moore for Zay Flowers this week.
Well, it's not like you had one of like a fantasy channel that told you that we might sit DJ. Now we did say that DJ Moore was not an urgent sit. Like we said that
he was our very last sit, and we said if you can afford to sit him, you can do it.
You guys,
maybe Zay Flowers will have a good game.
Those do not start videos. They do super well, so we keep putting them out. It is so hard to guess, and like honestly, if you hit on half of them, it's good. But man, as soon as we miss on one,
every single one,
and
wrong.
Also anybody we put on that list is there's one of them's guaranteed to do like a 50 piece, like every single week. So yeah, we get it. But I did start. I started DJ Moore in a league or two because I had to, and you have to sometimes.
You can't win.
And he said, "But Brandon, that hurts." Yeah, gosh, yeah, it's not fun.
No. Nick says, should I sit Olave if I have Diggs, Puka, Ayuk because of the matchup and QB? I actually. Oh, Ayuk has a tough matchup too, man.
I like Ayuk more than Olave this week, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm comfortable with that.
I think you should sit Olave.
Yep. Jack says, would you drop Josh Palmer for Rashee Rice? No. Because I think there's a lot of trade leverage you can have with Josh Palmer. That's why we said it was good to invest in him in waivers a couple weeks ago when Mike Williams went down, and now is a time where you are able to sell him and get even better. I think if you went out into the market and offered Josh Palmer maybe with something else, you could get a better piece in return where you could start them every single week instead of just swapping him out for Rashee Rice. Next question here is from Brandon. What do you think Drake London could be if there's a QB change, whether via trade or Heineke? I think anyone not named Desmond Ridder will automatically boost Drake London's fantasy upside this season, and it won't take much talent. It really won't. Desmond Ridder is just that bad. If you're looking for points and how London will finish, I think he can. I think he has the upside still to finish as a low-end wide receiver too. He would really have to show out though if he could do that.
Yep. Cal says I have Gibson out. Questionable. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. And I'm against Moore. Great week. That's fantasy football. That's fantasy football right there.
Yep.
Austin says thoughts on putting in Jaleel McLaughlin as effects. If you have to,
you have to. If buys are really killing you, if you're not being killed by buys, do everything possible to not start McLaughlin this week.
That's what I would think too. The Citizen says Adams hasn't practiced for 2 days. That's why I asked. Yeah, good question. I forgot he was banged up last week, and I for some reason missed him on the injury report
because he came back in and he had a really great catch at the end of the game.
He said he played through it. I do remember
he played through it, but it's kind of the same thing as Stafford. Like Stafford will probably be a game time decision. I would assume he plays through it, but there's always the question there.
John says I called out Washington defense and special teams getting -5 points. Whew, man, it is rough.
Yeah.
Who gets the bench this week? Kupp, Waddle, Puka, Hollywood, or Zay Flowers?
Oh man. You got to give it to Zay.
You got to give the bench to Zay.
I like Hollywood. I like Puka. I like Kupp, and I like Waddle.
Yep.
If you are worried about Kupp, flip Kupp and Zay.
This is interesting. John did say the Titans DT Tart is out. Fire up JT. That's interesting. I didn't know they were going to be missing him.
Oh,
that does change things.
That is a big deal.
All right, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Legit, all Bears running backs got hurt last night. Grab Foreman on the waivers, or just skip it and trade for Roshan. I would skip it and trade for Roshan. He was a concussion for him, so he'll miss max 1 week.
Yes.
How good do you expect Swift to play? Well,
Very,
we've tried to
very
be
well.
really, really realistic with our Swift expectations this year.
Not me.
And, well, not some of us have. And Swift has done very well. So I'm going to say that Swift playing the Rams will play good.
Yep. Our questions with DeAndre Swift were not, is he talented? The question is, can he do this for the entire season while he's healthy? And if you still own him, you're starting him every week.
All right, let's get to 50 likes real quick, and let's make that number go. I've already seen it do it a couple times. Drop your questions in the chat. We're answering all your questions. We appreciate you guys so much. J-Dog says, thoughts on Michael Wilson's dynasty value. So actually, this is funny. Nathan and I were sitting having lunch. So this is a sandwich shop, Capriati's. I don't know if you guys have had it, but Nathan and I
We've been 4 times in the last 8 days.
Nathan and I are trying every sandwich on the menu. So that's what we're up to right now. We're not. That's what we do in our free time.
Life.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was
this.
sitting there at Capriati's and I realized I have Michael Wilson in like half of my dynasty leagues, and that is a lot of Michael Wilson. I like Michael Wilson's dynasty value. I'm not selling him yet. I don't think people are selling him for a lot.
No.
I think his ceiling is way past what we're gonna see now. So appreciate you guys subscribing. We're getting that number up. Joseph says, "Hey guys, thanks for the content. You are very welcome." Okay, I have a 10-man PPR league, 1 flex, defense, and kicker. My record's 3-1. I'm starting Love, Bijan, Pollard, Olave, Nakua, Kyren Williams, and Moody. Wow.
Dang.
That's really, really good. Congratulations, Joseph. That's a great team.
Congrats.
Austin says, I'll let you go. Actually, I'll let you do Austin Hicks.
Austin says, non-PPR, I have Tyreek, Puka, and Olave. Usually I set my lineup as wide receiver 1 Hill, and then Olave, flex Puka. I have Pollard and Swift as my running backs. Nice. Move Puka to wide receiver 2 and Monty as my flex. Good move. So who did you replace? It looks like you replaced Olave with Puka, and then you flexed Monty.
Which looks good to me.
That looks completely fine to me.
Yeah, he also put his scoring
for you.
settings down there, but we'll skip ahead to Aiden here.
Yeah.
Damian Pierce or Ramondre full PPR this week?
Ramondre.
Ramondre,
Take the
please.
better
Yeah,
running back.
Damian Pierce is playing a tough run defense in the Falcons this week for sure.
Yeah.
Joseph says benches Mike Evans, Jacoby Myers, Del Patriots defense. Just shot Moss. Should I make any changes? And that was to his roster above. No, I don't think you should. I think your team is good.
I think that's fine.
I do want to go ahead and give a shout out to our guy Marcus, who gave us a super chat. Thank you so much, Marcus. Thank you to the people who are subscribing. You guys are totally spoiling us right now. We appreciate you guys so much.
Super duper.
We couldn't do it without you. Man, I'll tell you what, we get a lot of people who just completely go to town on us and in the comments, but you guys are also nice. Everybody on our stream is always so, like, we never get hate on the stream. You guys are awesome. Chef says AJ Terrell should be able to shut down Nico Collins, so Tank Dell is my start over Nico. Oh,
okay.
Interesting. Chef, we'll go with your advice because we've not been good at calling Nico Collins.
Yeah, honestly, if you guys that are listening are wise and you know us well, you just take whoever we recommend starting of the 2 wide receivers in Houston and just do the opposite, and then you'll probably win this week.
That's pretty accurate. Trade Cup on a contender for a likely late first. Honestly, I think I'm okay with that. Or if you're contending... If you're contending and you have Cup, I think I'm keeping Cup.
You're keeping Cup, yep.
Like, because the upside, he can give you league-winning upside.
I have a couple shares of Cup where I am contending, and I'm at a point now where it will never benefit me to trade him.
69 people watching.
Oh, nice.
Let's do it.
And I'm just letting them die on my roster.
Yeah.
So,
Ryan says, start Kyren Williams or Pierce this week. Also, D-Hop or Ridley considering Colts secondary. D-Hop for sure.
D-Hop. Absolutely.
Like, we are staking our reputation on D-Hop having a good week, so really hope he does.
I feel like it's one of the few sure things this week.
Now, Kyren Williams and Damian Pierce, that's a tough one because they're both playing good run defenses.
Yeah.
That said, we're going to go Kyren Williams there.
Yep.
Jack says start 2, Ayuk, Olave, Brees, and Saquon.
You definitely want to go Saquon if he's healthy, and then definitely Brees.
Yeah, I think so too.
If Saquon is not healthy, I'm going to go Ayuk.
And you wonder, you may be asking why we would be recommending Brees over those guys. Brees is playing the Denver Broncos defense, and Brees is not on a snap count.
Correct.
Okay, it's the worst defense since 2008 in the NFL. So
that means bad.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Casey says 10 team, 2 QB, start 11 PPR. Oh, that was his. Okay, so a late first for his question for if he's trading Cup for a late first. That's like at worst the 110. So that is better. That is better. If you can do it, if you can afford it, and you're already winning without Cup, I'm actually cool with that. Stroud or T-Law this week. Chat says Jake Rings. If you want our advice, we're going to say... Actually, who are we going to say?
I'm going to go with, dang. I mean, that's one of our favorite matchups this week. I think T-Law's going to deal.
Yeah, we're going to go with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
We got a super chat from Austin. Austin, thank you so much for joining the stream, and thank you for your super chat. We appreciate the heck out of you. Puka, Nico, Cup, and CD. Who sits there? I think you have to sit Nico Collins there. I think, like, people are asking us, Puka or Cup or both, what should we do? And it makes sense why people are kind of skeptical about their production. That game is going to be a high-scoring game, I think.
Yep.
I think both of these guys are going to produce.
Yep.
I think the
Yep.
answer we're going to get to this is that both guys can produce. So I would be sitting Nico there.
We could obviously be wrong about anything, but I promise this recommendation, this is not, we're not just pulling this out of our butts. Like, we've looked at the historical production of Rams receivers that weren't the year that Cooper Kupp had 2,000 receiving yards.
Yes.
Because the year that Kupp had 2,000 receiving yards, there was no other receiver there to really complement him because Woods got injured.
Right.
And when you're looking at the years before, when it was Woods and Kupp, or Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods, both of those receivers were able to produce at a high level, and you had to start them every single week, and Goff was able to support that. Stafford's absolutely capable of supporting both Puka and Kupp, and I think they'll help each other out quite a bit.
Austin, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your super chat. And Joseph, with a $5 mistype there. He meant content. Joseph,
Gotcha.
Thank you so much for your support, man. We appreciate it.
You, man.
And I struggled there for a second because I was like, wait, what? And I was like, content. Brandon again, man, Brandon is awesome. I watch a lot of fantasy videos, and like you guys are the most honest and thorough. Love the channel, subscribe with notification, and go Birds. Dude, we have an Eagles fan friend. How about that? I never thought. Brandon, we really appreciate the kind words, man. We love having you on these streams. Yep. I'm glad you have noties on because it means you're not going to miss one, but we love having you on here. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thanks for your support. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate the heck out of you guys. Let's jump back up here into these questions. Again, super chats are going to jump the line. Chef says that's tough. Jake feels like they finished with the same stat line. That is hard. So let's go to Tarzan. Tarzan X. Oh, I get it. That's funny. Tarzan X. Okay. Nice name. Wilson, Olave, Ridley, Dell. Pick 2 in a standard. So this is not a PPR.
So I'm definitely going to go Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
I think he's going to have a great matchup again against the Denver Broncos defense. Yeah. And then I will go Ridley.
Yep, I'm with you.
Yep.
Andrew Meyer says, would you start Downs or Rice this week? Both of them over the Gibbs since he's banged up. I've got Monty on the same team. Well, at least you have David Montgomery there. I cry every time I hear somebody with Gibbs, but then I'm like, oh, okay, you have Montgomery. Downs or Rice, both of them over the Gibbs. I would go... That's tough. I'd go Rashee Rice, I think.
I'd go Rice.
I said Rashee. Is it Rashee?
Rashee.
I don't know. I started saying that because
I don't know. I mean, we could find out in 4 years that it's actually Rashee because he's like, yeah, and then people that's my real name.
Yeah.
Dude, I think you got to tell us earlier.
If Gibbs is banged up, I'm starting both of them over Gibbs. Yeah. Jason says, who starts this week, Debo or Pittman? I'm going to go Debo there.
Debo.
And it says, Christian Watson's questionable. I know y'all aren't super high on him. My only other viable option is Michael Wilson. What do you think? I'd start Christian Watson. Deadpan Dan. That is a great name, by the way.
What's up, Dan?
What's up, Dan? Breece Hall or Swift flex on PPR?
Ooh, PPR.
That's tough.
I'm gonna go Breece Hall.
I'm gonna go. We are gonna double down on Breece Hall, saying Breece Hall's gonna have a breakout week against this Denver Broncos defense. And if you haven't heard, he's not gonna be on a pitch count this week, so that's also good.
Yeah, Breece Hall is definitely not playing an Aaron Donald, so
that's true. Chris says start 3: Dell, Ridley, Ayuk, Flowers, AJ Brown. We're gonna go AJ Brown all day, every day.
Yep.
We're gonna go Ayuk. And I'm gonna
go. I like Flowers.
I know you're gonna say Flowers. I'm gonna say Ridley. We're gonna be split on the Zay Flowers stuff. I think Zay Flowers is a must start, but I tend to start my.
I think Ayuk is risky this week.
Really?
Yes.
Who are they playing?
Dallas.
I think Ayuk will be fine. I think.
All right.
I think he'll be okay.
All right. I mean, one of those receivers is going to have a big day because
with Ayuk, it's kind of like guessing when he's not going to produce.
Exactly.
So this could be the week.
And he had a big game last week.
You have a 50% chance of being right because it's always like that with him. Yeah. All right, I'll let you take Marcus's.
Marcus says 10-team, half PPR, 3 wide receivers, Kupp, Hill, Ayuk, Flowers, Watso. I assume that's Watson. Addison, Walker, Mixon, B-Rob got offered ETN for Ayuk. Take it and run? ? I am not a big ETN fan, and with this running back landscape and the fact that ETN's healthy, I'm taking ETN over Brandon Ayuk. I'm fine with that deal. Jason. Oh, and 3 wide receivers. I'm going Hill there. I'm going Addison, and then I'll go Kupp.
Yeah, I'll go Kupp, Hill. And I'll go Addison
It's
as well.
it's literally between Ayuk, Flowers, Addison.
Yeah,
So,
those guys are really in the same tier for us this week. So, Jason did say Capriati's chicken beef Philly is so good. I haven't. Have you tried that one yet?
I had the chicken.
We had the chicken
I had the
Chipotle.
standard chicken Philly cheesesteak.
Was it good?
It was pretty good.
I got to try that one.
It wasn't my favorite of the 4 or 5 I've had. So.
Varesh says traded Olave and Najee for DJ Moore and Thielen before the Thursday game. W or L?
Well, it looks like a W right now.
It looks like a W, but we'll see. We're gonna give you the W for right now, though.
Yeah.
Austin Erickson says George Kittle or Evan Ingram. That's tough.
I'll go Kittle.
I want to say Ingram.
I mean, Kittle. There's a chance Kittle's the afterthought there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Evan Ingram.
No, the afterthought for the Cowboys defense, so that
Kittle
it's a
gets
start
a lot
sit
of good
question.
targets. Start sit. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go Kittle.
I'll go. I'm still gonna go Ingram. I still like Evan Ingram. Austin says 10-man PPR, 1 flex. Nico, Puka, Cup, and CD. Who should I bench? That's where we answered this, didn't we? We're gonna bench Nico there.
Let's ride with it, bench Nico.
Yeah. Daniel says Ertz or Hunter Henry this week. Thanks, dudes. Thank you, Daniel. And we are gonna roll with.
I'll go Ertz.
Yeah, let's go Ertz. I think that's a safer option. Go ahead.
Jackson says Amon-Ra is doubtful. Yes, sir.
Yes.
One of his backups or Calvin Ridley. Definitely Calvin Ridley. We really don't know what the lines are who they're gonna lean on when Amon-Ra is out there. I mean, there's a chance it's Sam Laporta. He plays a lot of pretty much straight up wide receiver. And then you got the big play guys in Jameson Williams, who's coming back. Josh Reynolds. Then Gibbs is questionable. So how much are they going to run it? Monty just ran the ball 30 times last game. Is he going to run it 40 times this game? Absolutely possible. We really have no idea. So we'll take the stub. We'll take Ridley there, even though he's had rough going for a bit. Mila says flex Tutu or Rasheed. We're going to go Rasheed Rice this week because Cup is back. I think of any of the receivers to take a hit from Cup coming back, it will be Tutu. Well, I think he's been demoted to irrelevancy. Laren says Cup or Taylor.
Cup.
I got to go Cup. Gotta go Cup.
Chris says 12-man PPR. Mahomes, Stroud, Swift, Demont, Spears, Rivers, Ayuk, Ridley, Dell, Flowers, AJB, Conklin, Kittle, Jameson, Williams. Any trade to upgrade the tight end situation or team overall? So your tight ends are Conklin and Kittle. Team overall, you know what? I like your team. I think you could move off of one of Mahomes or Stroud. I would move off of Stroud. See what you can get for Stroud and try to get move Stroud and Jameson Williams or something like that, but while he has the hype, or Tank Dell and get a better wide receiver. I think that's. Oh, you got AJ Brown there. I see. And Ridley. Okay, never mind.
I will say this, and this.
I like that team, Chris.
This might be ballsy, but if you really, really want to upgrade tight end, or you really, really want to bolster your receiving room, there's almost nothing better than trading away your so-called elite quarterback in a 1 QB format in your fantasy league when you still have who will likely end up being producing as a top 12 quarterback in CJ Stroud. If you can move off Mahomes in fantasy and you can get something crazy, really solid wide receiver, there are people that will bite on that.
The name value alone.
Yeah.
Jaleel from says, full PPR, 3-1. His running backs are Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Gainwell, and Roshan. Wide receivers are Tyreek, Higgins, Dell, Flowers, Rasheed Rice, Brandon Cooks. I also have Ingram, Kincaid, Allen, Butker, and Cowboys D. What would you do to add depth to that team? So let's look at your stars. So your studs, so your running backs, you got Jacobs, Kenneth Walker. That's good. You got to keep those guys. Tyreek, Higgins, Dell, Flowers, Rice, Brandon Cooks. I also have Ingram, Kincaid. You can move off. I think Kincaid is
Let me rephrase this for you. How can we help you add more quality depth? Because I don't think you need more depth in fantasy football. Depth does not win you championships in fantasy football. Upside does. And yeah, injuries are unfortunate. That's the luck of the game. Sometimes you just end up like you're screwed at the end of the season because you had too many injuries. And depth isn't going to help you with that. If you can package some of your current depth pieces together and get back or in return return a singular player that just has more upside, I'd be willing to bite there. Like you said, if you can package together Kincaid with someone like Brandon Cooks or Rashee Rice or Tank Dell, whoever is coming off of a really good performance, I would package some of those assets together and try and go get a player who's been struggling recently, but we know it is going to produce at a higher level in the future.
There you go. There's your answer. Jaleel again. Oh, that was the same question. Leron says, let Pollard go for Cup. But I'm good at running back. I got Taylor, Travis, and Brees.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're solid
That's
there.
fine.
Good job, dude. Go ahead.
Jay Frost says Jalen Waddle and Kamara for Olave and Bijan full PPR. I'll take Olave and Bijan there.
Yeah, I'm taking Bijan.
Close.
Flowers for Ramondre, full PPR.
Flowers and full PPR.
Yep. He already did that one. Christian Lane, should I trade McCaffrey for Kenneth Walker and Diggs? It's a full PPR league. That's a crazy trade. Current running backs are McCaffrey, Kyron. Wide receivers are Amon-Ra and Waddle. It depends on how many wide receivers you're starting. If you're starting 3 wide receivers, man, I don't think I can trade Christian McCaffrey.
Like we said, we're all about upside here at the fantasy domain.
I think I got to keep McCaffrey.
I got to go McCaffrey here.
That's a good question, and it's like what you would want to get if you were to trade Christian McCaffrey, but again, we just can't trade him.
Yeah.
Hey, do us a huge favor if you're watching. Drop a like on the video real quick. It's at 55. Let's get it to like 69 or so, and then leave it right there.
That'd be really
Let's
nice.
Get that number up to 3569, and make sure you drop all your comments, all your questions, all your trade questions, matchups, start sits, anything you got down. We're working through all these comments. We
Still
are way
got a
behind.
long line.
So if super chats are going to jump the line, but we're going to keep going where we're at here. Adam says trade DK and Addison for Waddle and Amari Cooper. Yes, absolutely. I'm doing that.
100%.
Tony Bazzini. That is a cool name. League where running backs get a quarter of a point per carry and receivers get a point for 15 yards. Okay, that's interesting. Trade Puka and Madison for Kyron Williams. I have Cup and Puka.
A quarter point per carry. This is actually interesting that you bring this up. Avery and I have talked about points per carry recently and how it will likely become more popular as the running back position continues to be faded for and yeah, that would be interesting. But
I'm honestly okay with this.
It's fine
because then you're kind of you're still trading into the Rams offense. Like, so I was thinking he's going to diversify the risk by trading off of Cup and Puka, but he's trading for Kyron Williams. So you could go either way with that, Tony, honestly.
Let me look at Kyron's carries.
Kevin Williamson says Tyreek for AJ Brown and Swift. We're going to take Tyreek there still. Royer says trade Higgins for Pittman or Amari Cooper. We go Amari Cooper first. And then if you can't get Amari Cooper, you pick Higgins.
Pittman,
and then or Pittman, sorry. And that's in a 10 team.
Kyron the last 3 games, 15 carries, 14, 10, and then Cam Akers gets traded 25 carries against Indianapolis. So I think it's fine.
You're doing it. And who would you trade Higgins for? I think the guys that you mentioned, Royer, are great.
Yep.
Joseph says Cousin, Dobbs, Lawrence, 2 QB, 12-man, full PPR. Who sits?
Dobbs
sits.
Yeah.
Les Wilson offered Ramondre and Christian Watson for Olave and PPR keeper league.
I hold Olave there.
Hold. What city is the sandwich shop, and do they have dessert? Do they have dessert?
They probably just have cookies.
I don't know. There's like 1 or 2 in Indianapolis, but I think they're from Jersey or something like that.
Are they really?
I don't know. They're in a lot of cities. You should look it up. It's called Capriati's.
Best sandwich place I've ever been to in my life. And I've been to a lot.
Yeah, and we like sandwiches a lot.
We like Sammy's.
Brandon says, guys, Kyron for Aaron Jones? Keeping Kyron.
Yeah.
So let's stick with the proven guy this year.
Yep.
Joseph says traded Amon-Ra, Kenneth Walker for Bijan and Higgins yesterday. A full PPR 10 team. Remaining players are going to be CMC, Roshan Pierce at running back, and Olave, Cooper, Flowers, Pittman, Judy Palmer. How did I do? Traded Amon-Ra for Ken and Bijan. Oh, so you got Bijan? I can't even. Any trade you're getting Bijan, yes. Not to mention you're getting Higgins at a low price. Yeah, I'm good with that. It's Bijan. Yeah. Aiden Roberts says, should I do Puka and Ramondre for Pittman and Gibbs? I think that should be
Gibbs.
It's
definitely Gibbs.
I have if Richardson, my other wide receivers are AJ Brown, Olave, Flowers. Superflex full PPR Dynasty. Oh, I'm cool with this. I think if you're getting Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm cool with this. But at the same,
yeah,
I'm cool with this.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Nathan.
Adam says Zay, Addison, JT at flex. I'm just concerned about a snap count. So are we, which is
We're
why we
also
would
concerned.
probably at flex lean Addison or Zay. Avery would say Addison. I would say 50-50. Zay Addison.
We got a super chat. Let's jump up.
Super chat.
And it's Brandon again. Brandon, thank you so much, my friend. Bills or Eagles defense this week?
That's funny because we think both are going to be high-scoring games.
I'm going to go the Bills.
I'm going to go the Bills as well.
Yeah, that's a London game, so it could be a crapshoot. You
London.
know, we tend to take the games over in London town. But thanks again, Brandon. Appreciate it, my man.
Is it a foggy day?
Shut up.
London?
Shut up, guys. Keenan and Palmer for Puka, James Conner, and Ridley.
8-man
Yes.
full PPR.
Yes.
So
Holy
in
cow.
an 8-man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got to go ceiling there. Yep.
Yes.
Brandon says, "What y'all think of Keaton Mitchell?" I feel like you asked us this last time. We don't think anything of Keaton Mitchell.
No,
I'm really sorry.
We don't think he's going to do anything.
Yeah.
Derek says, pick my second flex, and this is a 10-team half-point 2 flex. Madison, Dubs, Dell, and Laporta.
I'll take Madison, and I will take Dubs.
I'll take Madison and Dubs.
John Salazar says, trade my lineup in my PPR 14-man league. QBs, Tua, RBs, Bijan, Monty, wide receivers, Diggs, Puka, and then Komet at tight end. Lions as your defense, and your kicker is Bass. Trade your lineup. Not sure what you're wanting there, but it looks like a pretty solid roster, solid week, starting with Komet getting you 15 points. Brandon says, what should I do with Zach Moss, guys? Keep him on your roster for 1 or 2 more weeks and then drop him.
Yeah, don't even try.
Yeah, if Amon-Ra is out, would you rather start Christian Watson or Olave? We will go with the better talent there in Olave. We don't love starting Olave or Watson this week. Still take Olave.
Yep.
Jack says 10-team PPR. Gives us a team. He says, I love this team, but should I make any moves you think?
I think you're probably fine. That team is good enough to where I'm good with that.
Try to get a more consistent wide receiver, not named Brandon Ayuk, if possible. Though I do like that you have JSN coming off your bench for the end of the season.
Yeah. Julie says, thanks, guys. Love from Australia. Look at that.
Nice.
What time is it in Australia? It's like 8 in the morning, right?
It's about their usual. Well, I know New Zealand is 18 hours ahead.
I don't know.
So New Zealand is probably
It's got to be in the morning
16.
there, so we appreciate you watching.
Maybe they're 18 still.
Les Wilson says, sit 1.5 PPR flex spot, Aaron Jones or Swift. Oh, that's tough. I don't like that question. But it's a good one.
It's a good one.
Good one. Aaron Jones or Swift, Nathan?
I will go Aaron Jones. I feel like Aaron Jones is going to go off this week against a terrible defense on the Raiders side.
Yeah. Nate says Sutton or Jameson Williams at flex PPR. Who the Broncos playing?
Sutton. They're playing the Jets. I'm still going to go Sutton. He's going to get more volume than J-Mo will.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse Lee trading CMC. Yeah. Actually, that happened in one of the domain leagues. CMC got traded to the already #1 team.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. Caesar says full PPR start 1 in the flex spot. Puka, Cooper Kupp, Waddle, or Kamara in your flex? What in the world are you building your team
got some
out
depth
of?
there, man. I'd go Amari Cooper, personally. I think anytime Amari has played a full game with Deshaun Watson that isn't in the pouring down rain, he's been really good. So I'm going to take Amari Cooper.
Is it Cooper or Cooper Kupp?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Okay, if it's Cooper, we'll go.
If it's Amari Cooper, then we'll take Cooper. If it's Cooper Kupp, then
but pick between.
I'm going to go Waddle.
Between Puka, Amari, Kupp, and Waddle, I say just pick your favorite.
poison.
Yeah, they're all going to produce this week.
Yeah. Ryan says trade Marquise Brown and Slant Boy for DK.
Boy.
Full PPR. Who's Slant Boy?
Who is Slant Boy? We should try to guess.
Is he talking about Michael Wilson paired with Marquise Brown?
Who would be Slant Boy?
I mean, any
Christian Kirk?
Any sort of. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm comfortable. Honestly, here, let me let you into a little secret here. in fantasy this year, I don't think there's much of a difference between DK and Marquise Brown.
Whoa! How dare you say that, Nathan? All right, we have a super chat here from Oscar Garcia. Thank you so much,
Oscar,
my friend. It is good to see you. We love having you on these streams. And he says, next ESPN analyst. There you go. That's funny. Start 2: Olave, Christian Watson, Thielen, Higgins, and Romeo Doubs. All right, I want to do good for Oscar here.
I do as well.
So let's break this down. Olave obviously playing a New England defense, but New England is a little bit banged up, and Christian Gonzalez is not going to play this week. So you have to take that into consideration. Christian Watson with a fairly good matchup. We do think Romeo Doubs is the wide receiver 1 there, though. So we're going to eliminate Christian Watson right off the bat because we like Romeo Doubs more right now.
Yeah.
Thielen and Higgins. Thielen, I mean, playing the Lions, and then Higgins is banged up. I'm going to go Olave and Romeo Doubs, I think. Do you agree?
I'm going to go Thielen and Romeo Doubs.
You're going to start Thielen over Olave.
Have you seen what Thielen has done over the last 3 weeks?
True, but Bryce Young is playing again.
Tough defense. Well, he produced when Bryce Young was back last week because Bryce Young played last week, and he still put up, I think 15 points. So, and that was a tougher matchup.
So we've narrowed it down to 3 then.
But Olave's more talented than Thielen. He is.
And again, they do not have their cornerback there.
The Panthers are playing the Lions. Are they banged up? Or is Branch? Because I know Branch should be back this week, right? Because he was in and out of last week's game.
I actually don't know.
Because he was. I think
if
he's
Branch
playing.
doesn't play, I think you could. I don't know how you start Adam Thielen over Chris Olave in fantasy though. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I would go with your best player there and go Olave, and then out of the rest of them, pick your favorite, which I think is Romeo Doubs for us. But
my only argument is production. I mean, when you're talking talent, you have to start Olave. He's absolutely correct. Thielen is truly running with a pitchfork in his back, but if he's getting volume and he's putting up fantasy points, you can't ignore it. And I honestly kind of like the matchup against the Lions for him. But I mean, Bryce Young hasn't been very good either.
It's a terrible team.
It really is. And Thielen's best weeks have been with Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
So I think Olave is fine there.
All right. Yep. Thank you so much, Oscar, for your support, man. We really appreciate it. Jason with the super chat. Jason, thank you so much, man. Good to see you. Trade Mostert and Kirk for Ayuk. Oh man.
I'll take Mostert and Kirk. I'm taking Kirk.
All right, let's read the rest of his team.
Okay.
Tua, A-Chain, James Cook, and Diggs. So he does need the running back. He's got lots of Dolphins.
Got the quadruple Dolphins.
Waddle, Ayuk, and Waller. He's got Jamison Williams, Michael Wilson, Mechie. So not a ton of running back depth, and he's giving up a running back. Yeah, I'll take Raheem Mostert and Christian Kirk here.
Yes.
Yeah. Brandon Ayuk is going to give you those 20-point weeks. He's also going to give you those 0 or 5-point weeks.
Kirk is currently giving you consistent 20-point weeks.
Yes.
So, I think that's fine. And honestly, I'm not against the idea of having Mostert and A-Chain both on your roster if you can afford it, because there's a chance these guys go back and forth with production. There's a chance that one of them goes down and the other has to pick up the slack. So we'll see. Brandon says trade Marquise Brown and Gibbs.
And Jason, thank you for your super chat, my
Very
friend.
much appreciate you.
Appreciate you joining it.
Yep.
Brandon says trade Marquise Brown and Gibbs for Aaron Jones. What do you think about this? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I think he should do it.
Getting Aaron Jones?
I think if you're getting rid of Jahmyr Gibbs and you're getting Aaron Jones,
Actually, I wasn't even thinking about Gibbs in this equation. I was literally thinking Marquise Brown for Aaron Jones straight up. Really like Marquise Brown as a wide receiver. You got to take the more scarce position. take Aaron Jones.
Nice.
I think that's a fine deal.
Jason says he already did it. Heck yeah, buddy.
All right. All right.
Oh wait, he got Ayuk.
Oh,
look, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
That's from a market value standpoint. I'm gonna put it back up so we can talk about it. From a market value standpoint, that's an even trade. You're not. I mean, Ayuk is the higher rated fantasy player right now.
Yeah.
So
it is. It's just my personal preference, but
yeah, I think we'd lean the Mostert Kirk side because we're really high on Christian Kirk. If you're talking market value though, you won that trade. So you're fine. You could trade Ayuk and get more than that if you wanted to, honestly.
Yeah.
Chef said 69 thumbs up and makes everyone in here awesome. Let's go. We have 4 more likes and we're at 69 likes, dude. 4 more.
Let's go.
I can't believe we're getting this close. All right, let's see if we can get it up. I'm going to watch it right now, and we're going to celebrate when we get it. Fred Boone, what's up, Fred? Says Dolphins D or Cowboys. The Cowboys obviously playing. Who do they play? 49ers.
I'm taking the Dolphins D all day. They're playing the Giants. Cowboys are playing the Niners.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins as well.
Yeah.
66. We're getting there. Order 66.
George Cannon says Jordan Love or Stroud this week. Oh.
Stroud. They're going to be throwing the ball.
I know. But so is Green Bay. I'll take Stroud still. Z says, should I trade Saquon and Aaron Jones for Pollard? both of them? No way. Have Lamar, Pacheco, JT, and Diggs, Keenan in 10-team standard. I mean, I think there's a chance that Saquon still outproduces Pollard at the end of the season. Same with Aaron Jones. So, Fred Boone says also Kirk Cousins or Stroud this week. I'm going to go Cousins. I think that's going to be a very high-scoring game and a lot of high-producing fantasy assets
more likes
there
since
as
we're
well.
at 69.
Anthony Slatt says, got an offer, Tyreek Hill for Bijan. We're taking Tyreek Hill there. Adam says, I appreciate it. Love the channel, guys.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
Adam.
you as well.
Appreciate you, ma'am.
We love the channel also. Les Wilson says, can only play 3 running backs at a time.
That's good.
And I have JT, Jones, Swift, Montgomery, and Bijan. Who would you look to trade? Coop, Addison, Watson, and Garrett Wilson, my wide receivers. So Amari Cooper, Addison, Christian Watson, and Garrett Wilson. Only playing 3 running backs at a time. Who would I look to trade?
68 likes. One more.
Let's try to trade Christian Watson, man. Let's try to trade Christian Watson.
If you have to pick somebody, that's who I
Your
pick.
running backs are loaded.
Dude, 69 likes.
Turkey. It's not even November yet. Crazy Name says, who should I start for running back 2? Already starting Bijan, Tyler Algier, Tyjae Spears, or Jalen Warren. Let me just say my answer here, and that is ew. Yuck.
I'm starting Algier here.
I'll take Algier.
You're playing the worst run defense in the league.
Yep.
32nd ranked on PFF.
Les says, thanks for the time and the answers. No problem.
Dude, Les,
my
thanks
man.
for joining
We're
us.
happy to help you out. Crime Lord 69, nice. Says flex JT or Christian Watson. This is funny. We've said JT is a sit. I trust Christian Watson about as much as I trust Jonathan Taylor. I'll take the better player. I'll take Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
Do I trade Kirk, Gibbs for Thielen and Stevenson?
You're getting Ramondre. I'm going to keep Kirk and Gibbs there. That's tough.
As well.
Legendary. Nice.
That's, dude, nice.
DJ Moore or Waddle rest of the season?
Waddle.
Yeah. We are gonna continue to stick with Waddle here. And we're not going to overreact about DJ Moore just yet, even though he's been great. Ryan says, I've got Puka, Cup, Waddle, D-Hop, Ridley, start 4. Note, I will be wearing a Calvin Ridley shirt on Sunday. Okay, so we have to start Calvin Ridley because if you wear the Calvin Ridley shirt and then you don't start him and he goes off, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life.
It's really tough, man.
Like that might be something you think about, in your dying years.
In your dreams.
So we're definitely doing Calvin Ridley, but we're also going to do, oh man, D-Hop is right there. So let's go Ridley, D-Hop, Cup, and Puka. Are we sitting Waddle?
No. Not against the Giants. Are you serious?
No, okay.
Let's take
Puka.
No, I'm going Puka, I'm going Cup, I'm going Waddle, and I'm going D-Hop. Sorry.
So we can't go Calvin Ridley.
That's hilarious.
Dude, Ryan,
it's going to haunt
sorry.
you in your dreams.
We are very sorry about this. All right, we got a super chat from U.T.N, and we appreciate the heck out of you, my friend. Thanks for joining us.
Super
Thanks for
duper.
your super chat. And it's your first super chat, so you get the little congratulations on the screen. I forgot to be liking these super chats. I love that. A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra, Keenan, T.J. Hawkinson, ETN, and Pierce. I went 4-0. That is awesome. I want to get a better running back too than Pierce, which is smart. Should I trade Keenan Allen for a high-end running back?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually cool with that for sure. Yeah, and he's definitely the guy out of those I would trade right now. So yep, I'm good with that. And I think once you do that, you still got A.J. Brown, you still got Amon-Ra, guys that are going to produce, but people are still a little bit low on them right now. So you can take advantage of keeping them. You've got Hawkinson, you've got ETN, and then you add add like somebody instead of Pierce there. I love that trade. Yeah, I would definitely be doing that. UTN, thank you so much for your super chat, and thanks for joining the stream. We appreciate the heck out of you guys.
Yeah. Deadpan Dan says Michael
Thomas.
Cool.
A Dizzle Dog says he's. We read these comments sometimes when we're reading people's questions, and then we read their amendment to their comment 20 minutes after we read it. A Dizzle Dog says Dynasty 12 team. Look at you sneaking the Dynasty questions, and you guys are sneaky. Trade Puka and Marvin Mims for Garrett Wilson.
In Dynasty?
Yes.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
UTN also said start Jameson Williams for flex. We're not going to go out of our way to start him this week, even if Amon-Ra doesn't play. However,
they don't play the same position. So,
however, if you have to, then you have to.
Dude, 104 votes on this poll for how do you like the video, and 12% have said
people just vote on the polls to screw with it. Like I know they do. Leon says, would you trade Brees for JT?
This is a great question.
That's a really tough question. Same tier for rest of the season for us.
I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor. Because it's a better situation overall. I mean, there's a chance that Breece Hall's an incredible running back. He really is. He's still is coming off the ACL. We have not seen him with a full workload yet, and they're going to have to lean on him more, and they have major limitations at the quarterback position. Anthony Richardson brings a whole nother element to the Colts offense where that can really open up the field for Jonathan Taylor and allow him to get bigger chunks and score more points in fantasy. So I'm going to lean Jonathan Taylor there. It is very, very close, though, because Breece Hall does have more receiving upside than JT.
Jason says I'm scared of Zay. You mean Zay Flowers? We're pretty.
We all are, but
he's a rookie. But
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable this week because of how bad Pittsburgh's secondary has been.
A-Chain or Kamara this week?
I'm gonna go Kamara.
I'm gonna go A-Chain against the Giants.
Oh, they're playing the Giants.
And Kamara's playing the Patriots, right?
Yeah, but
A-Chain.
Yeah,
it's A-Chain.
That's fine.
A-Chain and Hopkins for Waddle? Yes.
I'm taking Waddle.
I'll take Waddle there.
Yeah.
All right, we
Eric
got a super chat.
says,
No. We'll come back to Eric. We've got a super chat. So
we got a lot of viewers right
and yeah, you guys
now.
rock.
How many people are watching?
81.
Mine says 81 too.
Tom in. What's up, Tom? Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for joining the stream. We appreciate you so much. Cooper Kupp over Chris Olave or Puka? Cooper Kupp over Olave, Puka over Olave as well. But if you had to pick one of those from that group, I think I'm taking Kupp.
I'm taking Puka because Puka's been playing this week.
But I think Kupp's the wide receiver one when he comes back in a high scoring matchup.
Yes, but it's his first game back, and Puka's been playing. I'll lean Puka. He's gonna lean Kupp. I don't think you can go wrong with either. There's a reason we've been pairing them together in our starts.
Yes.
So.
All right, Eric, do I trade Ridley and Sanders for Josh Jacobs or Mixon? Honestly,
yes.
I think I would do that for Jacobs.
I would do that for Jacobs because of how scarce the running back position is right now. Lance says,
would you trade Garrett Wilson for Pollard in a 24-second? Currently have Kupp, Lamb, DJ Moore, Nico Collins, and Connor Stevenson at running back, 12-team Superflex. Why is it running ads on our stream?
Same.
That's annoying.
I'm taking JT over all those guys.
JT.
Should I start JT?
No. We're on Lance's question.
Oh, my bad.
No, I would not trade.
That's funny.
I would not trade Garrett Wilson for Pollard in 24-second. I would hold Garrett Wilson there.
I would not either.
All right, we got a super chat. We need to jump up.
Okay.
All right, this is going to be from Gio. Gio, what's up, my man? Thank you so much for your super chat and for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Appreciate the heck out of you. Thanks for supporting. All right, 12-man, half PPR 2 flex. Would you give Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, Brian Robinson to receive Josh Jacobs, T. Higgins, and Amari Cooper? And so your running backs are Dameon Pierce, Hubbard, and so you need running.
I'm doing that 100%.
I'm doing that all day.
100%.
Yeah.
You're getting Jacobs, and you're oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Heck
I think that's a smash. Dude.
Someone severely. I really like Keenan Allen. That's severely overvaluing Keenan Allen. I think for the rest of the season.
I think it is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a great trade, man. And I think that will serve your team well. So, yeah, I'm definitely doing that when I'm comfortable doing that. We do think that Josh Jacobs is going to have a good rest of the season, so we're comfortable moving on to Josh Jacobs in trades right now. Yeah. I think T. Higgins is undervalued. We think Amari Cooper's undervalued. You're buying into multiple guys that are buy lows for us right now. Not to mention you're trading high on Keenan Allen, and you're getting something out of Jerry Jeudy, and you're trading high on Brian Robinson. We love that trade, Gio. Again, thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you for your question. We really appreciate it, man. Let us know if you need anything else. All right, let's jump back up. Patrick Brown. Should I start JT, Watson, or Mike Wilson? Nathan already spoiled. This one, we're taking JT there.
Yeah.
All right, someone dropped Khalil Herbert and Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Already put in free agent for Khalil. Should I also go for Joe Burrow? Yeah, I would go for Burrow. I have Dobbs and Justin Herbert as my. Herbert's already really good, man. I would go for Joe Burrow just for trade value. I think you have to put a waiver claim in for Burrow, because then if you get him, you can try to trade him for somebody who really needs Joe Burrow. You don't need Joe Burrow, but again, you could pretty much play chess there.
People are so quick to write off the Bengals even to make the playoffs this year, which I think is bananas. The second Joe Burrow plays well, people are going to get on that hype train again. So,
A-Money says start Jalen Waddle or Devon A-Chain at flex. I'm actually going to go A-Chain here, I think. I think Waddle is a great candidate to have a breakout week this week, but Devon A-Chain I think is going to be a pretty safe flex against the Giants. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We can release that when we get off here.
Oh, yeah. It's ready to go. Spoiler alert, guys.
Sweet.
We have a real big video coming out right after this live stream. It's called Week 5 Fantasy Primer. We are getting you ready for Week 5.
Starts, sits, breakouts, everything. Pretty much all these questions you're asking.
Yeah.
UTN says y'all are awesome. UTN, you are awesome. Football for Lifers says, how about them Cowboys? Cowboys have been very good so far. We don't love saying that, but we will be honest about it because we're reasonable people.
You just got to take that Cardinals loss and throw it away.
Right.
That was a fluke.
We do think that was a fluke. Austin says rookies that may break out soon and need to stay away from. You don't have an answer. Have to answer now. Make a vid. We should make a video on that.
On rookies?
On rookies that are going to break out at the end of the season. I mean, essentially a stash video, which we saw a couple of those this week. But
QJ.
Yeah, no, there's
Jason,
a couple. JSN. Yeah.
I would still put Flowers in that category.
Yeah, we should make a video on that.
Other rookies.
Austin, thank you so much, man. We'll try to get that done. Felipe says Kamara or Swift?
Swifty.
Yeah, just with the matchup this week. But for most of the season, it's going to be Kamara for sure. Nick says I'd be sending Pittman and A-Chain. Pittman and A-Chain for Lamb, Aaron Jones, Marquise Brown. I'm taking the Lamb and Aaron Jones side every day.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, you should accept. Tony says, after last night, who do you trust going forward, Fields or Stroud? I mean, Fields always has that fantasy upside. So I don't think you can go wrong trusting Justin Fields.
With the rushing upside.
Yeah, with the rushing upside. I think they're equally good options. So go with your gut. I'm going to lean the rushing upside in the floor of Justin Fields.
Only go with your gut if you have a fire in your gut.
That's true. Chris Pina says start one Michael Wilson, Gallup, or Brandon Cooks. I don't like starting Michael Wilson this week, honestly. I'll go Cooks.
That's a tough matchup, though.
It is tough.
I'm taking Michael Wilson. Maybe I'm overreacting, but Cooks hasn't done
yeah, no,
Cooks
you're right. I mean, the matchup is tough, too, so you have to...
Wilson's done more than Cooks. So.
You're right.
Video walkthrough says, y'all are crazy. A-Chain will produce more than Waddle.
I think he was... Yeah, I think people were... Yeah, we said A-Chain, so yeah, we were with you there. Yeah. Hi, Meh. Yeah. Says 10-team full PPR, start Madison or McLaughlin's flex spot. Thank you. Any good luck this weekend. Good luck to you too, my friend.
Good luck.
We're going to say Madison. It's going to be a high-scoring game, so we're going to try to gamble on the touchdown upside with Madison this week in this game for sure. All right, y'all's watching. Drop all your questions and comments. We're going to be on here for quite a while longer here. We've got plenty of people. We've got plenty of questions, so we love answering your questions. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Make sure you get that number to go. And make sure, like I said, drop your comments. Super chats are going to jump the line. We are going through all these. We're way behind right now, but you can jump in front of everybody. Bryce B says Mostert, Montgomery, or Ayuk at flex half PPR. Montgomery, you have to start David Montgomery every week right now. Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed.
Adam says Pacheco or James Cook rest of the season. I'm going to go Pacheco. I mean, James Cook has been good, though. I lied. I'm going to go James Cook rest of the season, Adam. Manny 8 says, was Ridley Laporta for Jonathan Taylor too much? No, I think that's a fine trade for if you need running back depth, especially. And he has league winning upside. It's Jonathan Taylor. We do have a super chat from Tom in. Thank you so much, Tom. We appreciate you. That's going to be your second for tonight. Joe Mixon and Kamara and Mostert pick 2. I will go, and Mostert's tough to start right now. I think I'm going to go Mixon and Kamara until I see that Mostert gets that usage again.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
And I like Mostert still, but Mostert did have a fumble last week, and obviously A-Chain has been great. So let's be conservative and let's go Joe Mixon and Kamara. Tom, we appreciate your super chat. Appreciate your question. Thank you so much for joining us. Brooklyn Reptiles. I like that name. Got offered Pollard / Amon-Ra and Andrews for Kelsey. So that's probably one of Pollard, Amon-Ra, and Andrews for Travis Kelsey. And I will take Pollard and I would take either of those, honestly. Depending on what your team need is, I think you could go either Pollard or Amon-Ra, but I would personally take Pollard rest of the season, just because he's managed to stay healthy so far. And Andrews for Kelsey, I think I'm taking that. Are you good with that? I'm good with that, man.
Yeah.
I'm really good with that, actually.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump back up here. I'll let you do some.
Okay. Where are we? I've lost my
We are. Video walkthrough says yes, and then so let's start at Sean Deli. It's the Kirk or Aaron Jones.
Kirk or Aaron Jones, PPR flex. Love y'all's work. Thank you
so much,
man. I appreciate it. We tend to love our work as well. Kirk or Aaron Jones.
Why do you make it sound like narcissist, Nathan?
Because I think
second guess,
dude. I think it's hilarious. I'm just messing around.
We appreciate you.
We do appreciate the support. Kirk or Aaron Jones. So I'm a big Christian Kirk fan. I'm also a big Aaron Jones fan. like we've said time and time again, Aaron Jones, or not Aaron Jones, running backs in general are so tough to come by. If you can find that endangered bald eagle that is a healthy running back right now in fantasy football, then you've got to jump on the opportunity. Aaron Jones is as healthy as he can be. He's playing, it seems to be rare for running backs right now.
Yes.
So go ahead and take Jones.
Yep. Keep going.
Gator Fan 15. What's up, my man?
Hey, what's up, Gator
Would
Fan?
you trade
Good to see you.
Howell and Pittman for a Rich?
Yes. If you need a quarterback.
If you need a quarterback, and I think that's the biggest caveat there. I think Pittman's a valuable asset to have, and in a 1 QB, I mean, you got to be hurting at quarterback big time to take that deal, I personally think. Video walkthroughs, yeah, it depends on your team, but I think Ridley picks it up rest of the season. Yeah, we're thinking kind of second half of the year that Ridley is going to start to really
because Trevor Lawrence will pick it up.
Yeah, his price, man, is going to get better and better if he keeps having these down weeks, Ridley.
Yep.
Sharina Film says, half PPR, who should I start at flex? Nico, Ramondre, and Ridley. And a half PPR, I'm going to go with... I'm gonna go Nico.
I'm gonna go Nico Collins. Yep. We're good on Nico this week.
Yep. Video walkthrough says RBs are scarce though, and JT could be great, but is a question mark. Absolutely,
you nailed it.
Definitely a question mark.
Ridley shootout with the Bills. That's what I think about Ridley. Nathan and I disagree on that one though.
What do you mean we disagree?
Well, because there was a question earlier and I said Ridley and you said somebody else.
Oh, okay.
10-man PPR, Richardson, CMC, Bijan, here's your team.
I think Ridley could do well in that game. It's just the Bills' defense has been playing so well.
Yeah, they have.
So
should I make another move after the Bijan trade or stand pat?
Shut down the Dolphins' passing defense or passing offense.
Dude, if you got Anthony Richardson, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan, Olave, dude, no. Don't make any moves.
No.
If you can get anything for Judy, do that. But outside of that, no. Your team is stacked.
Yeah.
And even in a 10-man, that's good.
For sure.
Video walkthrough, second week in London is basically their team. I think the London games have a big effect on that too. Joseph says he's also 4-0. Congratulations on your 4-0 start, Joseph. Thanks for watching.
Can someone please explain to us in the comments why it's fair that the Jags have to play in 2 straight London games? How is that fair?
Not that we feel bad for them.
I'm not a Jags fan, and I'm like mad for them.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous that happened. Like, how is that possible?
Manny does say, yeah, hoping JT pick up like Ridley is going to. I think they both will.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized?
What?
Sam is still not here.
I know.
We're supposed to have a producer right now, and he's just completely bailed on us tonight. He had a wedding, but it started at 4 o'clock. I'm just Nick. Appreciate y'all. Keep it up. Thank you. I'm just Nick. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you,
I'm just
my
Nathan.
Man. And I'm just Avery. GatorFan15 says since Cup is playing, I have to bench Dell or Gabe Davis and would have to release Roschon, Mitchell, or Johnson. I know those 3 haven't done anything.
Get rid of Mitchell.
Yes.
And
who started the Keaton Mitchell hype, dude?
Well, I think he's saying I think it's Elijah Mitchell.
Oh, are you sure?
That's what I would assume. Elijah Mitchell's more rosterable than Keaton Mitchell.
Wahab Ali says, should I start Rashee Rice or Josh Reynolds?
Rashee.
We're gonna start Rashee Rice. It's gonna be a high-scoring game there. Amon-Ra's out. If Amon-Ra's out for me, yeah, we think he will. All right, how are we feeling about B-Rob moving forward? The offense is not working out. Yeah.
I'm a little worried because Sam Howell's throwing the ball so much. It's not necessarily B-Rob's fault. It's the way that they're scheming that offense right now. And Howell's able to push the ball downfield, get the ball to his receivers. Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas both had big days yesterday, and Jahan Dotson and Terry both got a significant number of targets. I think they're going to want to pass it pretty often this year, and that's just a bummer for B-Rob.
It just depends on if you can get for him. But we do have a super chat here, and it's from Brandon again. He says, because it's Jacksonville is the answer to our question as why does Jacksonville have 2 London games in a row? And honestly, that is probably the best answer we could have gotten.
That is a good question.
We are not huge fans of the Jaguars over here in Colts country, but we do have Maurice Jones-Drew.
Oh, you know what? There's been whispers about Jacksonville relocating to London anyways as like part of the expansion, right?
Would Shad Khan
Sean Khan doing that, yeah.
Dude, Shad Khan. Brandon, that's a great answer, my friend. Tom with a super chat here. Thank you so much, Tom. Tom in says James Cook plays at 8:30 a.m. But I have Barkley that doesn't play till noon. Who would you roll with? That's tough. That's why I don't like the London games from the fantasy.
Decision.
Yeah, because I think you have to be safe and go with James Cook, and you can flex Barkley.
Yeah, I would love to know who's in your flex now. Because, man, if there's a guy that you're kind of questionable with in your flex there, and you can just throw in Saquon last minute, if you're able to, and start James Cook, because I think James Cook has a pretty decent matchup this week anyways. So
yeah,
that's a good question. I would lean, just for safety's sake and the fact that the Giants probably aren't going to do much against the Dolphins, I'd lean James Cook regardless.
Yeah, I would lean starting James Cook either way, and then putting Barkley in your flex if you can. Yeah. So great question though, and again, that's kind of the strategy behind these morning games that makes it really hard. But Tom, appreciate your super chat and appreciate you supporting the channel. We love you guys.
Spencer says Kirk, Dell, Atwell in the flex, full PPR. Definitely Christian Kirk there. DP says if Gibbs is out, Shaheed, Wandell, or Burita. I'm going to go Shaheed there. He's kind of due for another big game. If not, then Wandell.
Mila says trade Allen for Swift and Cooper. Is that Keenan?
I'd do that.
You really?
Yeah, for Swift and Cooper. I think Cooper and Keenan Allen finished pretty similarly at the end of the season.
Cooper is the wide receiver 32 right now. So
Amari Cooper, yes, because Deshaun Watson was hurt.
I know. I did the
And
video.
the first week literally does not count.
Okay.
Look at the weeks that were relevant for the Cleveland Browns.
We're gonna be split on that one. It's not a super chat, so I don't feel that bad. I am gonna go Keenan Allen.
I mean, you're raising your ceiling at running back, and you have pretty much, in my opinion, the same ceiling at wide receiver.
Purdy or Love this week?
I'll go with Love. He has an easier matchup.
I will too. Olave, Kyron, Etienne, Hall, Ridley start 3. We'll go Etienne.
Yep. Etienne, Brees for sure. And then probably Ridley
after that. Yep. Goff or Stroud? We got this one earlier, I think. Or maybe we haven't. I don't think we've gotten this one.
It was Goff or Burrow.
Yeah, it was Goff or Burrow. That's right.
How I remember that? Because I was like an hour
I'm gonna
ago.
go. That's tough. They're both gonna produce. It's a win-win. Pick with your gut.
I'll go with Stroud.
I'm gonna go with Stroud. Delageezy says pick 2. Ridley, Wandale, Tank Dell, Jameson, and Higgins. So
Higgins is very questionable. I don't trust him at all this weekend.
So Ridley's a lock.
Yep.
And then I would probably go Tank Dell.
Yep.
We got a super chat, so we're going to jump to the front of the line. Tom again. Thank you so much, Tom, for your super chat. Appreciate you. He did say A-Chain and Kyron are his other 2, so he has to pick between Cooks and Barkley for the flex. Okay, so what I'm doing there is I am going to start James Cook. I'm going to start Devon A-Chain, and then you'll decide between Barkley and Kyron when those games happen. What do you think on that?
Yes.
That's what you're doing?
Agree. Yep.
Yeah, and let us know if that doesn't make sense or anything, but that's what we would do. Kyron is a little bit questionable this week for us because he's playing that Philadelphia Eagles run defense, which is very, very good. Kyron's also a little bit banged up. He's been dealing with a hip contusion. Matt Stafford's also been banged up.
Contusion.
It's
like the Dark Knight.
A hip concussion?
He's got some sort of contusion.
That's going to be our strategy. So again, we are going to start A-Chain. We are going to start James Cook, and then we are going to decide between Barkley and Kyron. And if Barkley plays, we're going to flex Barkley over Kyron. So thanks again, Tom. Jermaine Harris says, would you trade? And by the way, Jermaine, thank you so much for your super chat, and we appreciate you supporting the channel. We love having you on.
Yep.
Would you trade Gibbs and Kirk for Breece Hall? I need an RB1. I've got JT, A-Chain, and Gibbs. Not sure about JT playing an A-Chain going forward.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm taking Breece.
Yeah, I'm taking Breece too.
Yeah.
We think Breece is going to have a breakout game this week,
Absolutely.
so we're super comfortable with that. Yeah, I'm good with that. Thank you so much for your super chat, Jermaine. We really appreciate it, man. Let us know if you need anything else. Comments on DJ Moore from last night. My comment is that we had him in a sit video, and he was not sittable, so he looked good. He looked good. And we don't want to sound like haters when we say this because you cannot discount what he's done so far this season. It really looks like it's going to be a career year for him. Last night, he was literally like, it was broken coverage twice, and then the gamble on the third down throw. Like, how often is that going to be replicated? We want to be careful, though, because we really do think that DJ Moore is having a great season. We don't think it's sustainable, though. That's just our 2 cents. Javi says McCaffrey over under 21 points. I'm going to take the over every time.
Yeah.
Isaac said, should I trade Sanders and Michael Wilson for James Conner? Yes.
Yes.
All right. Olave, Ridley Hall, comeback games. We agree with that. It's going to be on our video, actually.
Yep.
Lawrence or Stroud?
I'll go Lawrence there. I'll go the more experienced quarterback.
Yeah.
Delageezy says, drop Pitts for Kmet Kincaid or Logan Thomas.
I would probably pick up Kincaid as a stash.
Yeah.
I'm still stashing Kincaid.
I mean,
right
Kmet's the one that's producing right now. Logan Thomas had a good game also, but I don't trust him at all.
Yeah.
Not a lot of good options there, man. If you feel like holding on to Pitts, I wouldn't be against that either, but I think Kincaid's a fine stash.
All right. Bobby Tota says Olave or Ridley rest of season. Olave. And always love the content, boys. Appreciate you, Bobby.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we're going to go with Olave there.
It's a 2 QB league, says Gator Fan. Mahomes is my
This was the AR
QB1,
trade.
and then Howell Carr. Gotcha. Oh, he has Mahomes.
Pittman and Howell for... Oh, and a 2
For-
QB.
for-
Ooh, and a 2 QB.
Oh, for AR?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you should do that
yes.
in a 2 QB league.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Desolate Juan says nuke or
Nuke.
Nico. We're going nuke against the awful,
Awful.
horrible, horrendous Colts secondary. Marquise Rice says Pacheco for Olave and Gus Edwards. Oh, goodness sakes, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely take Olave there.
Yep.
Desolate Juan says careful with the Jack's passing game. Buffalo has no weak link in their secondary depth. You
That is
are
correct.
about that.
That is correct.
That is definitely where you have to keep that in mind.
Yep.
QF Stop says with St. Brown out, is Jameson Williams a must start this week? Again, we're gonna shy
No.
away from using the term must start with Jameson Williams,
If
given
they-
that it's his first game.
If they
in a while.
played the same position, he would be. They do not. They are complementary pieces.
But Nathan, they both play wide receiver.
Actual. Yeah.
Gator Fan says, thanks for the answer for who to release, but also I need to know, do I bench Gabe Davis or Dell for Cup? Tank Dell. Or should I wait a week to start Cup? No, you can start him this week.
You can if you want to.
And you can replace him with any one of those guys, but I think we'd do Tank Dell first.
Gabe Davis is a good start this week as well.
Jermaine Harris, thank you for your super chat, Jermaine, again, and we appreciate you. Appreciate y'all's content. Last question. All right. Flex. Javonte Williams, She Rice, Tank Dell, or Mike Wilson.
So we're worried about Javonte Williams or injury this week. Rasheed Rice we do have as a must start, and then Tank Dell
also
is also a good option there.
I'm gonna roll with Tank Dell there.
I
think he's the safest.
He is the safest. Yep.
We'll go Tank Dell.
I'll go Dell.
At tight end, would you start Kincaid or Ingram?
Ingram.
Yeah, we're starting Ingram. We're still not really comfortable starting Kincaid yet, but hold on to Kincaid. Don't drop him, because there is going to come a point in the season where he's going to be very valuable for you. And he said, thanks, guys. And again, Jermaine, thanks. Thank you for joining us tonight. We've appreciated having you on. We appreciate all your support.
Yeah.
Appreciate the questions. You guys rock. All right, let's keep
Javi
going.
Javi Garcia says, how are we feeling about Pacheco matchup? So, I mean, it's one of the highest scoring games this weekend that we're anticipating. I think Pacheco has a pretty solid week. It's really tough to not play well against the Vikings defense. Let's put it nicely. I think Pacheco could do well. I think McKinnon could do well. I think CEH could even have a game. And that's kind of our biggest concern with Pacheco, is it really just is a toss-up with that running back committee. Let's be honest, whoever's having the best day is going to be the one that's getting a lot of the opportunity, and there's a chance that could be McKinnon this week, in my opinion. But if you have to start Pacheco, I'm comfortable starting him.
Yeah.
Start Rasheed Rice or Michael Thomas in the flex. I also have Amon-Ra. I will lean Rasheed Rice. No, I won't. I'll take Michael Thomas there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with that.
Video walkthrough says, I'm in a 10-man double flex PPR with CMC, Jacobs, A-Chain, Stevenson, Smith, Wilson, Higgins, Ridley. Would you trade Christian McCaffrey and Smith for Bijan and Diggs? No.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. QF Stop says Lamar or Jordan Love. Definitely going Jordan Love there. Bobby Tota says, curious on your guys' strategy when it comes to defense and kicker position. So what we do, let's be completely honest here. I have zero strategy for kicker. None. It is
pick up who you feel
we have done so much extensive research on kickers every single week, and there is little to no rhyme or rhythm when it comes to predicting what kickers are going to produce that week, because there's too many variables and too many unpredictable variables that are they vary on a week-to-week basis. When it comes to matchup, when it comes to scoring, when it comes to how many times are these teams capitalizing in the red zone, scoring touchdowns, how many times do they have to take field goals? It's so much different. It's so much tougher than this guy's just a good kicker. Like Justin Tucker, if you base it off that, Justin Tucker should be S tier every single week, but he's not scoring S tier level points every single week, even though he's the most automatic kicker in the game. So that's kind of a work in progress and something that we don't put we've decided to not put as much of our time
It
into.
also is so...
Defense, we do put a little more research into, just as people that play fantasy, trying to look for the good matchups. We do, and our strategy is pick up the ones with the good matchups, drop them later, pick up the best matchup every single week. So, yeah, that's kind of a long answer, but there you go.
El Polo 33 says, full PPR, do I start McLaughlin, Davis, or Atwell in my flex?
Davis,
please. Oscar says Richardson or Stroud?
AR. Tom N says DJ Moore was in single coverage on the 36-yard touchdown after being the only Chicago wide receiver to catch a pass. Seemed very sus.
There you go, Tom. That is exactly right. I can tell you paid attention to what was going on. That's exactly what happened. And honestly, like, how are we really going to expect that? I mean, the Commanders looked. I mean, their defense was not even like serviceable last night, and their coverage was terrible. So you're absolutely correct, and I think that should lead to a little bit of healthy skepticism about DJ Moore, while also acknowledging he's been very, very good this year. Austin says, I will believe Kincaid will have a breakout this week. Let's hear it. All right.
Okay.
If this is the week, I'm good with it. Who do they play again?
Jacksonville.
All right, we'll see. What if it's the London game? Maybe that's all it takes. Maybe he likes tea. All right, go ahead.
It's New Joby says, Mixon, Kyron, Mostert, Pacheco, Pierce start 2 in PPR. I'm going to start Mixon, and I'm going to start Pacheco. I like the matchup there. Brad Budd says, trade Burrow and Gabe Davis for Stroud and Nico Collins. Yes. Yes, I would do that. Super chat. QF Stops. Appreciate you, my man. Says
What's up,
Flowers or Pickens. We're definitely going to go Flowers. Go with the better offense. Go with the matchup that's very friendly for Zay Flowers this week. Pittsburgh's secondary has not been very good at all. They got a lot of holes to fill, a lot of issues. So
I'm going to tell you right now, real quick, we're going to keep talking about this. I'm going to turn off the ads next freaking stream because this is stupid. So sorry about the ads. Next stream, tune in because there's not going to be any. I don't, like what, we can make 2 cents off of those while we're on? Like, it's ridiculous. Right. Sorry, guys. We'll turn them off. Flowers or Pickens? Yeah, we're going Zay Flowers here. I think you were alluding to that.
Yeah, so the reason... I'm fine with Pickens, the talent. He's okay. And obviously he's a wide receiver 1 in Pittsburgh, but how much is... What's that really saying?
Right.
The wide receiver 1 in Pittsburgh? Like, what?
We believe in the Baltimore offense more. It's more dynamic. It's more well-rounded.
Lamar has proven time and time
again
quarterback. When he has to pass the ball a lot, he does a pretty good job at it. So appreciate the support there, my man.
Yeah, thank you, QF Stops. Thanks for joining us, man.
Next question is Jay Bricks. Worth picking up Kyler if I can put him on the IR. If you have the spot, sure, why not?
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, Antonio Garcia, would you trade Thielen and Ford for Brees? Absolutely, absolutely.
Dude, we know an Antonio
Other running
Garcia.
backs are A-Chain, Bijan, Gibson. Yeah, you have the need there too. Jason says, Halahan, 12-point PPR, any ideas on moves? I have no idea what your roster looks like. Did you give it to us earlier? He did not. Jason, we need a little more information to help you out with some moves in 12-team PPR.
I don't think I see that he did.
If you're wanting like buys and sells, I would recommend
check out our videos.
You checking out our videos. We got a lot of targets for you. I can tell you right off the bat, right off the top of my head, a lot of wide receivers. Chris Godwin, Michael Pittman, Amari Cooper, and Calvin Ridley are the 4 wide receivers we're targeting.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah. Next question from Bobby. Ertz or Kincaid rest of season?
Ertz probably.
I'm still going to go Ertz. Yep. Jay says drop Ertz for Komet or keep Ertz because of the volume he's seeing. We'll keep Ertz because of the volume. Casey says started 1-3 in redraft, looking like 1-4. Got JT coming back. Should I move Chase for Puka and DJ Moore? I'm holding Chase.
Yeah.
I think Chase is going to have a really good game this week.
Yeah.
Bronson says trade Amon-Ra, Michael Thomas, and Sutton for Diggs and Ayuk. Yes, I'm doing that.
All right, I'm going to stop you real quick. Hey, we're getting to the bottom of these comments, so that means you guys, if you are watching, you can drop your comments, and we're going to get to them pretty quickly right now. So because we have our pretty long comments, drop anything you've got. Drop all your questions. Drop all your start sits, all your matchup questions, all your trade questions, all your roster questions, anything you want. Let's get that number up. It's already been going up. I freaking love it. Make sure you drop a like on the video. We're almost at we're 89 likes, so let's get it to 100 if you're watching. We really appreciate you helping us do that. And again, drop all your questions. Let's go through and answer some more of these. I'll start with Emilio. Flowers or the tight end from the Lions, which is Sam Laporta. Who do I start? I would go Zay Flowers this week. We're going to if we have to choose between a wide receiver and a tight end, we're going to go wide receiver because we think it's a little bit safer and a little bit higher floor. All right, so Tom, thank you so much for your support, man. Really, really appreciate you and love having you on the stream. I pick a kicker on a team that can move the ball but can't score touchdowns. That honestly is a very, very good strategy. Defense, I stream all my leagues for a mismatch. That's exactly what we do as well. Tom, I think that's a great strategy. And I think if you're looking for a strategy for defense, if you're looking for a strategy for kickers, I think what he laid out and kind of what Nathan laid out is a good one for sure.
Yeah, that could definitely be a strategy for us to look at in the future too. Any defenses that are really good at stopping teams in the red zone, maybe some kickers that you want to target there for sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And the Patriots are very good at that, at the bend don't break defense.
Yes.
So like sometimes I like the kickers going against the Patriots. So Tom, thanks for dropping your strategy moves, man. We appreciate it. Love having you on.
Yep. Jason says,
here we go. Here's his roster.
12-team PPR, 1 flex, any moves. Kirk, Mostert, Henry, Lamb, Debo, Kyron, Laporta. Bench is Goff, Dobbs, Stevenson, and Jacoby Myers. So you got 3 quarterbacks here. There's no reason for you to have 3 quarterbacks if this is a 1 QB. So that's just what I'm assuming here, that it's a 1 QB. So that would be one of the first moves I'm making. Look to move off one of those quarterbacks and try to bolster your running back room.
Yep.
Mostert is a little bit of a question mark right now. He is a hold and he's a good asset, but past that, it's Derrick Henry. And then Stevenson is not reliable at all right now. So I'd be prioritizing running back at the moment. I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Debo. I like that you have Jacoby Myers on your bench as well. So I'm fine with that. You do have Kyron Williams. Yeah.
You can keep going.
Yep. It's Njobe says Ridley, Flowers, or Kyron, and it's 2 PPR. Not single point. Well, you definitely want to go Ridley or Flowers there.
Yeah.
Avery will say Ridley, and I'm fine with going.
Yeah, for the rest of the season,
there.
I'll go Ridley still.
Yeah.
James Cook for Breece Hall.
Breece Hall. Yes.
Yep. Breece Hall.
Jeffrey says Puka Nacua or Brandon Ayuk this weekend. I'm going to go with Puka.
Yeah.
Andrew Miller says we are 4-0, boys.
Woo!
Thanks. No
Attaboy.
problem.
Let it go.
Happy we could hopefully help. Lamar Jackson versus Pitts D or Zach Wilson versus the Broncos D. You got to go with the better player here. You got to go with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Wahab Ali says Broncos defense a good streak.
Stream.
Who
do they play? Jets.
They play the Jets. I don't think they're going to have a good day at all.
I would aim higher than that. I think you're right. Tom N says awesome. Feed. Nick says full PPR. He traded Walker and Judy for Bijan Robinson. Holy crap. How did you do that?
Nice.
It was to the guy in the league with Mike Williams. Like, that is why you don't make desperation moves there. Holy cow.
Yep.
Good deal, even though Walker's scoring more points. Oh, yeah, man. I think you can tell by our reaction. That's a smash. You got the best player in the deal. Like, that's one of the most important things when you're making these fantasy football trades is get the best player in the deal. So, yeah, we 100% like that.
Yeah. Daniel says, I'm such a moron playing Dotson last night instead of Addison.
Yeah, Dotson is starting to get not startable.
I'll tell you what I did in some of my Dynasty leagues, which are a lot deeper format-wise. I started Curtis Samuel 2 or 3 times, and I had to plug in Logan Thomas 1 or 2 times, and both of them delivered, and I was so freaking lucky. I am flying high right now, hoping it helps me out to win this week. Daniel, again, says, am I crazy for not willing to drop the Dallas DST? No.
Yeah, it's good. Like, there are only a handful of defenses that you're like, I've got to hold on to these. That's definitely like,
yeah.
Now, it'll be interesting to see how they progress without Diggs when in the takeaways. But right now, no, you're not crazy.
No, you're not.
No,
you're not. Nate Jones says, worth it to put Tutu Atwell in? Nope.
No.
Nick Keller says, half PPR in the flex. Do I start Mostert, Hall, or Nico Collins? Definitely starting Breece Hall there. I think he's going to have a big week against the Denver Broncos defense. I wanted to say Brandon Staley defense. I'm just used to insulting defenses affiliated with Brandon Staley. Brandon says, it's because I also read Brandon. Hurts, Swift, Pollard, Diggs, Ridley, Marquise, Ertz, Tank, Gibbs, London. Any move recommendations? Let's move off Gibbs if you can move off him for anything. And I really honestly like the rest of your team. Diggs and Ridley.
Good
Ridley's team. Yeah, good team overall.
Appreciate it, Brandon.
Bronson says pick 2 to start in flex. Michael Thomas, Sutton, Addison, Tank Dell. I think we already answered this previously, if I'm not mistaken. Did we? No, we didn't. Okay. I'm going to go Michael Thomas, and I'm going to go Addison here.
There you go. Somebody's going to ask us the same question twice, and we're not going to notice it. We're going to answer it differently. Yeah, you guys are being tricky on that.
Yeah. He also says pick 2 QBs to start. T-Law, Purdy, Russell Wilson. I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence, and I'm going to go Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Jay says Ertz versus the Bengals or Ferguson versus... Got to go Ertz. Got to go Ertz. The Bengals are struggling right now. Bobby says James Cook, Montgomery, Hall, Puka start 3. I'm going to go Hall, I'm going to go Monty, and I'm going to go Puka.
Yep.
Oscar Garcia says Watson, Dubs, Thielen, Higgins, Kyron Williams. What comb of mentioned names to acquire? Hall. I would assume that's combo. I would see if I can't sell. I mean, Higgins straight up for Brees Hall.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, try Thielen Dubs for Hall.
Hey, we need 7 more likes to get to 100. So if 7 of you awesome people would drop a like for us, we really appreciate it. It takes like 5 seconds. And if you get to 100, we'd be really appreciative of that.
Antonio says one more question. Was offered Chase for Ayuk, Thielen, and Ford. Only other running backs would be A-Chain and Bijan. Should I get him to add Miles or B-Rob for running back depth? You win championships with upside, not depth. I will take Jamar Chase there.
Easily.
I think you will not regret that in a month.
Tom, this is interesting. I see Jerry Jeudy turning a corner soon on a team that has to play catch-up ball. I have him in 2 or 3 leagues, and I'm not dropping him. Dude, I honestly think, like, we haven't really been telling people he's a definite drop yet. So I think if you're stashing him and you're hoping he takes off, I mean, he's been hurt to start the year. Russell Wilson's been, better this year, I think, from a statistical standpoint. So I think you're right on that. Let's jump up to Peter, who gave us a super chat. Peter, good to see you, my man. Appreciate you joining us again. PPR, JT or Mondre? Let's start there. That's a loaded question. JT or Ramondre Stevenson? Rest of the season.
Oh, rest of the season, JT.
What about this week?
I don't like either of the matchups.
I'll go Ramondre just to be safe, and so JT's questionable, so we'll see. But I'll go Ramondre.
Yeah, I go Ramondre.
Yeah,
because he's the one that's been actually playing.
So flank. Oh, sorry, not flank. Also starting Bijan. He said that is good. Says flex. Tank Dell, Tutu or Jordan Addison over T Higgins. We're gonna go Jordan Addison there. Both of us will. Yeah. Also starting Hurts, Ayuk, Waddle, and Laporta. Very good lineup there. And great analysis, by the way. Cheers. Cheers to you as well, Peter. We love having you on the stream.
Cheerio.
Love our familiar faces that we get back on, so appreciate you jumping on. And thank you for your support. We can't do it without you guys. You guys are very generous. Jay Bricks again. Got this one?
Yes. Will Cup put up wide receiver 2 numbers on his return against the Eagles, or should I expect only flex numbers? I would be conservative and expect flex. No, and expect flex. So if you understood what I was saying there in English, the translation was I would expect.
Just be done. Just be done.
Can you answer it for me?
We would expect Cooper Kupp to put up flex level numbers. He's flexible this week for sure.
I think it was the continuous P's in the sentence.
I think you're I think you're a continuous
expect
P.
Cooper Kupp to put up.
All right, LaGrime GG says 12 team, 3 wide receiver, 2 running backs, 1 flex. You've got Puka, Dubs, Hopkins, Kyron, Gabe Davis, Madison, Higgins, A-Chain, and Connor. All right. Did I miss a question?
Nope.
If that's your team, that is a great team. If you have any questions about your team, let us know. All right, Danny with the super chat. Danny, we appreciate you, my friend. Good to see you again. Thank you for your super chat. Thanks for your support. Your question is, would you do this trade? You've got Walker for Puka and Gus. So you're taking Kenneth Walker or Puka Nacua rest of the season. And he does have Bijan and Pacheco at running back with Walker on a bye this week. This is tough because it's hard to manage expectations for Puka Nacua rest of the season now that Cooper Kupp's going to be back. But we still do think Puka's going to produce. So... But that said, Kenneth Walker has been a beast, and he's been very, very, very... He's seen the end zone a lot, and is that going to change?
He's seen the end zone. He hasn't been super efficient, but he's seen the end zone.
But he's seen the end zone.
Yeah, he's kind of like the David Montgomery.
But you also have Zach Charbonnet coming into that offense with more of a role now.
Right. I don't think Gus is it.
No,
Gus
is nothing. It's Puka for Walker.
Man, I mean, you got a guy splitting time with another running back, and you got Puka who's
splitting time
with Cooper Kupp.
But not really. They're both playing, so...
Take the running back.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Kenneth Walker there.
Yeah.
That's really, really close.
Very.
But good question. That's a very tough trade. And I think with your running backs, I think I'd still be comfortable being able to start Bijan and Kenneth Walker and then being able to flex Pacheco if I need to. Yeah. So thank you so much again, Danny, for your super chat. We really appreciate it. Guys, make sure you drop all your questions and comments in the comments section because we're going to answer every single one.
Got another super chat from Tom. Says, Nico, Thielen, Kupp, Puka, Olave. Pick top 3. We're going to go with Kupp. We're going to go with Puka. Man, a lot of Kupp and Puka owners. And then we are going to go with your choice of Nico Collins or Olave.
I'm
punting this one.
I'm going Olave on this. I again, if Christian Gonzalez were playing, I'd go Nico pretty easily. But I'm comfortable with Olave this. But Derek Carr is hurt. Oh, it's so tough.
Derek Carr is very hurt.
It is so tough.
I'm gonna lean Nico, But again, remember, take our advice with Nico Collins and Tank Dell with a grain of salt, because if we say Nico Collins, that means Tank Dell is going to put up 30
right.
points.
That's why
our fourth option is
That's
Chris
why I'm
Olave.
literally staying away from like the Texans receiver questions, because like they keep burning us. But I'll lean Olave on that one. But Tom, again, thank you for your super chat. We love having you join us, my friend. You want to jump back up here? Should I try moving Chris Godwin, Josh Palmer, and Jeff Wilson for Nico Collins and Jahmyr Gibbs? I'm honestly not super comfortable buying into Jahmyr Gibbs right now, so I'm going to say no. Priceless says rate my 2020 team league. Wow, team. You got Russ, JT, Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Christian Kirk. How do you have that in a 20 team? Priceless. That's a really good team. If I had to rate it, let's rate it on a 13-point scale. I'll give that a 11.1.
Yeah. How about a 12.1?
That's a whole point higher. It's still pretty good. Priceless.
11.8.
All right. Rowlands. There we go.
12-team PPR 1-3. Got offered Ken Walker, AR5 Pittman for Eckler, and also got an offer of Pacheco Cup for Eckler. Either of these worth moving off of for Eckler. Definitely not the Pacheco Cup one. I would move off Eckler if I could get Pittman, AR, and Walker. I think that's a good deal there. John says half PPR, start Robert Woods versus the Falcons, Josh Downs versus the Titans, or Wandell versus the Dolphins. Definitely taking Downs against the Titans there. They have a not very good secondary. Adam says doubt it'll get accepted, referring to one of his deals that I think that we talked about earlier.
He says doubt it will get accepted, but should I offer?
Oh, duh. Wow. Dude.
JJ
Been on here for 2 hours.
JJ Swift and Love. Dude, we're still going strong, too. 80 people watching right now. Make sure you guys drop a like. Let's get to 100 likes and we'll stay on. Let's go. So, JJ Swift and Love for CMC and AJ Brown. Yeah, you should offer that. Yeah. I probably won't get accepted. Yeah. But, yeah, it's a fine offer.
Yeah.
If Amon-Ra doesn't play, we do have a super chat. I'm going to jump up to this first.
Super chat.
This chat is very super, and it's Danny again. Danny, thank you, my friend. The problem is I have no depth. I traded for JJ and St. Brown. Now my depth is Sharps, Tank Dell, Johnson, Mike Whelan. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. So let's refer to his other questions. So he needs some. So Gus would give him some.
I don't think Gus.
Gus really adds to that depth problem.
No. If you want to get like valuable depth, you would have to truly down tier from one of your elite level players, and that's just not something right now that we can get behind in fantasy. I think you honestly, even though you're a little rough at depth, it's not that bad, because you're not going to have to tap into that depth until the end of the season, when Quentin Johnson will probably pick it up. Michael Wilson may get a little more consistent, and Zach Charbonnet will continue to get increased usage. I mean, some of these guys could be good flexible assets once you get towards the end of the season. This might not be bad depth, honestly.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Marquis says, and Danny, thank you so much again.
Yeah.
Full PPR, any suggestions? QBs, Mahomes. Running back, CMC, Javonte, Gus Edwards, and then Olave, Watson, DJ, and Pittman. Nice. And JMO. And at tight end, you got Ferguson, Honey Henry, and then you got 49ers. So, full PPR, any suggestions? You know what? I think I'm comfortable selling high on DJ Moore right now, if you want to.
Yep.
You can get some crazy value for him right now.
And Jameson Williams, if you can.
We just hit 100 likes.
Nice.
You guys rock. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Adam says, or who would be some options to trade away JT for, referring back to his original question. I'm not trading JT. I'd hold him. Brandon says, view on Romeo with the Packers. We think he's the one. We think he's the guy. Yes, even over Christian Watson.
Yes.
Christian Watson's such a good deep threat. That's where he thrives. So kind of a glorified Gabe Davis. Romeo Dubs is going to get the majority of the targets.
Yeah.
Sean says, Waller or Higbee this week, full PPR. We're going to go Higbee this week in a high-scoring game.
Yes.
Don't trust Waller for a second.
Yep.
DP says, desperation wide receiver play, Shaheed or Brandon Cooks. I will go Shaheed for the big playability. I don't trust Brandon Cooks. He is getting just as much, if not less, volume than Shaheed.
Yeah.
And he's been banged up.
Yep.
Who to start? It's a great question. Who to start? Bobby says Cousins or Shroud this week. I'm going to go with Cousins. He's a more experienced veteran.
And it's going to be a high-scoring game there. They're going to be slinging
it. Larry says, is Odell startable? If Odell is
Preferably
startable, you are having a tough week for sure.
But if you need to, yes, he's startable. If it's a bye week thing, yes, he's startable.
Yeah.
We just prefer not to.
Definitely don't trust him. And in a lot of fantasy formats, he's not even rosterable. Nick says, I was a Chubb owner and was forced to trade for a running back, half PPR, and traded Cup for Pollard. Only wide receiver I have now are Puka, Garrett Wilson, St. Brown, and Collins. Good deal. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Getting some running backs there.
Yes.
Jay says, is P. Ryan droppable? I have Javonte, or keep him as a cuff.
I don't think you need him.
droppable. QF says, smash the like.
And they
did.
Appreciate you guys.
Yep. Brandon says, Pollard and Marquise Brown for Cup and Pollard. So Marquise Brown for Cup. So what I would do is go with Cup.
Yes.
Tom says, I have Cup in IR slot and don't want to pull him off to drop a player. What's the chance? He definitely plays. Very, very, very high. I think they've said he expects.
Yeah, Cup's going to play.
Austin says,
Super chat.
Am I stupid? Oh, yeah, my bad.
Brandon. Man, Brandon, you.
Pollard and Marquise Brown for Jacobs and Cup. Yes or no? I'm taking Jacobs and
Cup there.
Yeah,
great question. And to break down a little bit more, Jacobs, again, he's a buy low right now. We like him a little bit more long term this season. Pollard's great, but then when you take the advantage you could be getting with Cup over Marquise Brown, you're talking about a potential league-winning moves. And when you want to raise your ceiling in fantasy, that's the type of move we want to make. So, yeah, Brandon, we appreciate you. And I will go ahead and answer your question that you just dropped as well because you've been so nice to us tonight. Would you drop Gainwell? Would you drop Gainwell? It depends on who for.
It depends on the format.
Yeah, that's true. That's true also.
I think, man, it's so hard because there are a lot of formats where you've got 5 bench spots when you're starting 8 plus 2 kicker and defense. In deeper formats, yes. In the formats where Gainwell is just a wasted spot on your bench when you're never expecting to start him, I don't think it's worth keeping him now.
Austin says, am I stupid for... Well, you're not stupid, Austin.
No, definitely.
If anybody's stupid, it's the guys who told you not to start DJ Moore this week. Right. Am I stupid for not trading CD for Mixon and Jacoby? No, you got to hold CD there, absolutely.
Good job.
PPR, Jacobs and Smith for Eckler and Pittman. I will take... helps him win this week at 1-3.
I don't have an issue with that.
I am fine with that. I'm talking about both sides, so yeah.
Mila says, which wide receiver to trade Akers? Dubs, Hollywood, Marquis, or Mike Wilson, or Rashee Rice? I think Akers will take over the backfield.
Ooh, interesting. We still want to avoid that, though.
Advice would be to avoid Akers at all costs.
Yeah.
If you are going to trade for Akers, I would definitely not be trading Dubs or Hollywood. Would definitely be looking to trade your least valuable asset on your team if you even want to roster Cam Akers. I guess Michael Wilson. Yeah.
DP says, A-Chain, Mixon, Aaron Jones, bench one of those guys. Really tough. Who do the Bengals play? The Cardinals. Who do the Packers play? The Raiders.
I'm starting Aaron Jones there.
They
all have friendly matchups.
Yeah. See, are you benching Aaron Jones or starting Aaron Jones?
I'm starting Aaron Jones.
So who's the other guy you're starting?
Probably A-Chain.
Yeah, I think it's Mixon that will probably get the axe there, which means you've got a good problem because that's a good team.
Me and my stubbornness. In my stubbornness, if I owned all 3 of those players, I'd start Mixon and Aaron Jones.
But we are stubborn. You need
giving
to take that.
Advice and not being stubborn. I would say you start A-Chain.
Good.
Brandon says, would you drop Gainwell? We already answered that.
Yep.
Peter says, leaning JT because Titans have key D-line pieces missing this week. That is definitely true and something that we were not aware of. Larry says, I'm new here. How do you do a super chat?
Okay, so there's the chat button, and right next to the chat line, there's a little
the little
money sign. Dollar sign. That's how you do it, Larry.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Kiwi Sports Mage. Wow, that's interesting. Watching from New Zealand.
Hey, I have family in New Zealand.
He's got family in New Zealand. That's funny. So we've got some New Zealand fans. Yeah. Appreciate you. Half PPR. Who to flex? Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian Watson, or Michael Wilson? Ouch. I'm probably going Watson here. I'll probably go Watson. Honestly. Cool with that? He's from New Zealand. We got to give him good
I'm going to drink the Kool-Aid. I'm going to go with Gibbs.
No! How?
This is a vomit row.
No! Oh, God.
Gibbs is questionable. I think you should lean. The safe option is Christian Watson.
Yeah.
Anna says Steelers defense is playing Ravens and next week on bye. Any ideas who I should target to stream?
I would honestly, Anna, I would just sort by projected points and then look at the matchups. And if you have any other questions, like I don't have them in front of me, but text Nathan and we can look for you.
Yeah. Andrew says full PPR. Any suggestions or moves? Lamar Hill, Amon-Ra, Mostert, Swift, Goddard, Romeo, Stevenson, Dell Flowers, Pickens, Detroit. Let's see if he can't trade Pickens for anything.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of his upside this year. And Ramondre, there's some Ramondre truthers still out there. I'm just not loving his outlook for the rest of the season personally.
Yeah,
Raheem Mostert's a hold, but honestly, the rest of your team, I'm really comfortable with. If you have Tyreek Hill, you have a chance to win. Austin says trade offer of Jahmyr Gibbs and Michael Wilson for Joshua Palmer and Fields. Who wins? I think this is a clear winner for Justin Fields, assuming you needed a quarterback.
Yes.
So Jay says, last question, looking to start 2 at flex, full PPR, Judy, D-Hop, Javonte if he plays, Downs or Dubs. Thank you for your input. No problem. Underrated channel. Super appreciate
that,
you.
man.
We're trying to blow up. D-Hop is an absolute 100% must start. Got to play him against the Colts secondary. Yeah. Second guy I would lean with is Dubs. He's the safest option there.
Thank you, Jay. Ask as many questions as you want, by the way.
Nick the Kick 17 says Brock Purdy or Joe Burrow. We are going to go with Joe Burrow. He's got the friendlier matchup this week. It's ballsy for sure because he's got the calf injury, but he has moved better this week in practice than he has all season. It's not just a report. Seen a video of it. He looks like he's moving pretty well. Tom says week at tight end. Would a trade for Kupp, Jerome Ford for Kelsey? I think that's a fair move. I would do that, honestly, for Kelsey.
That is fair.
Yeah. Chase says 10-team, half PPR, 1 flex, trade Kyron and Amon-Ra for Tyreek. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
He has JJ Cup. Holy crap.
Putting Tyreek with Justin Jefferson.
That's unfair.
Is unfair.
Go win your league. Enjoy.
Yep.
Bobby says, do you not believe in Ramondre Stevenson or do you not believe in Jones?
Ooh, I think it's a combination of all of that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the situation that is causing Ramondre to struggle from a production standpoint.
Yeah, but I also think it's just Bill Belichick and the fact that he doesn't use the same running back for more than a year and a half.
Yeah, that's true.
Jesus says, what's up, new subscriber here?
Hey,
should I start
Jesus.
Puka and Cup? My other option is Michael Wilson. Everyone else on bye. If those are your only options, man, Puka and Cup, no problem.
Dude, that's a good problem to have. Absolutely really taking Puka and Cup there.
Yes,
Thanks for subscribing. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching and you haven't dropped your comments, drop all your comments and questions below. Make sure you drop a like on the video and make sure you subscribe. We are going longer than we thought, but you guys are staying on here. So as long as you guys are on, we'll answer your questions. QF Stop says Algier or Rivers this week. It's Ronnie Rivers, and I'll go Algier because the Falcons are playing the last rated run defense in the league with the Houston Texans. So, and with that, we are caught up with questions. All right. We'll take our final round of questions here. If you guys want to drop all your questions and comments in here, we'll answer whatever you've got before we get off of here. But we are definitely pushing 2.5 hours here. So we're gonna stay on for you guys. We're gonna answer more questions. Drop any of them below. But it's been a great live stream. This has been really good. It's been a long day for us for sure.
A few of the guys would like to ask us about our guys here. We got introducing Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Right, you got to take the comment off. They can't see.
Oh yeah, the comment is off.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Right by the Dolphins truck. Right by the Super Bowl 23 hat.
Yep.
Andrew Luck.
Yep.
Best thing that ever happened to the Colts and
the worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert. Adrian Peterson, literally in midair.
That's awesome.
Adrian Peterson is going to be midair, like from now on.
Yeah.
Just on our suit. Like, what better thing could you ask for? Josh Allen, Maurice Jones-Drew on the other side.
Yeah, and all kinds of nicknames.
Love Maurice Jones-Drew.
Aaron
Rodgers,
Super Bowl.
right next to Vikings, Brett Favre. The irony there.
That's what his name. The Super Bowl. Get it? Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, drop your questions. We're doing our last round of questions here.
Timothy Tebow.
We do have some questions. Traded Etienne for Brees, says Neek. Yeah, I mean, Etienne's been playing fine this year.
I'd take Brees.
But Brees is good, and Brees is going to be good. Sam asks, who is Joe? And to that, I would say Joe Mama.
Joe who?
Actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, he asked who Joe was.
Joe.
Joe Mama.
Yes.
Dude, Sam, I know Sam is dying laughing right now at you butchering that because he literally set you up and you're like, Joe who? You said, who is Joe? Joe who? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm saying specify.
Nathan is very, very tired. Rami says, Nathan, if you have to...
I've been up since like 5
I know. I have Puka and Kupp. Do I start both? Yes, you do. Good question. What do you think about Keaton Mitchell?
He's got to be messing with us, dude.
Jermaine.
Our thoughts,
don't
on,
like
our
Keaton
thoughts on
Mitchell.
Keaton Mitchell are that we don't like him. We think he's irrelevant. Nick the Kick says, drop Musgrave for Ertz. Yes, we would do that. Brandon says, working on Gibbs and Jamison Williams for Dobbs.
What?
Is this like Dubs?
No, he says Dobbs.
Like Dobbs?
Dude, no way you get that done. Brandon, you gotta keep us updated on that one, my friend.
Assuming you get Gibbs and J-Mo.
Well, yeah, that'd be crazy.
Nate Jones says, do you think Allen Lazard is a viable option? If you have to, of all the weeks to start Allen Lazard, this would be the week
playing the Broncos defense.
Not comfortable with that start at all, though. Tommen says, I'm stream QB on my team league. What? 8-team league?
He's streaming QB on his 8-team league. He's got Love, Anthony Richardson. Oh, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
I don't even think
QB,
even if it's 8 teams, I wouldn't even stream.
Moly.
I would just keep Richardson rest of the season.
If you got an 8-team league, just
he's a
drop
top 8
the other
quarterback.
guys.
Yeah.
Jesus says, different league with Amon-Ra, doubtful. I have Tank Dell and Pickens. Who's the better option? Tank Dell. Austin Erickson says, keep it going. I'll tune in next time. Good night. Good night, sir.
Austin.
We're about
Thank
to say
you.
good night as well. QF says, God offered Derrick Henry and Michael Pittman for Kenneth Walker and Mike Evans. I'm fine with that. I don't have an issue with that at all. Chase Weber says, thanks for the constant great advice.
You're welcome, Chase. Thanks for tuning
I'm
in,
assuming
my
you're getting the Derrick Henry and Michael Pittman side, by the way, QF.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Quentin Johnson's upside as the season progresses? I think QJ
As it progresses, his upside
it's going to get better.
better.
You still have to keep your expectations low for a guy like that. Okay, Brandon did come in and said it was Romeo Doubs. Okay.
There you go.
Now, still, we are going to be okay with that trade, I think. I think getting both of those guys. But Romeo Doubs has been good. It will be interesting to see what he does this week.
Yeah.
It would have been better if it was Josh Dobbs, I will say that. But, Brandon, man, we appreciate you. Keep hanging in. We love hanging out with you, so stay on here.
Jermaine says, do you think JT is playing this week? We definitely think he is playing. I think he'll be on a snap count.
I think there's a chance. I don't know. I just don't know. Like, that situation has been so weird. Like,
he had contractitis, dude. He's fine. Austin says, Goddard or Ferguson? You got to start Ferguson until Goddard can do anything.
Yeah.
Jared says, hey, guys, I'm in a 12-man full PPR,
Jared?
1 QB, 2 blah. Advice on your lineup. So you've got Tua and you've got AR and a 1 QB. Trade one of them away, please. There is no reason that you should have one of them on your bench every single week. It's wasted points, wasted upside. I like your running backs with Jacobs and ETN and JT and A-Chain. That's absolutely loaded. Your receivers loaded. I have no issue outside of just raise your ceiling, trade away one of those QBs, get better at tight ends or get better at wide receiver, and you're chilling, man.
We do have a super chat here. Andrew says, not a question, my guys. I just want to say that I love the channel and keep up the rankings. They have helped me with my 4-0 start. Andrew, great to hear. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you for your kind words. It is really great. These streams are very encouraging for us. You guys are also kind, and we love hanging out with you. You guys ask great questions. We like answering them.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate your super chat. Nathan, I am not tired, so anytime you want to go, you're fine. I will stay, and I'll keep answering questions. I'm good. So you're free to go whenever. Seriously. I know you're exhausted. So Jesus says I have Jacobs, James Cook, Mostert, and Hall start 3. I'm going to go Jacobs, James Cook, and Hall. Definitely Hall this week. Kyron, Puka, Connor, Christian Watson start 2. I'll go Puka. Who are the Cardinals play? Bengals. Decent run D.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Puka and James Conner there.
Yeah.
Tom says I don't have 3 QBs in my roster, just all available on the waivers. Yeah, no. I totally got what you meant, and I think honestly you should just roster Anthony Richardson, and keep him. So if you're, I don't even think you have to stream if you have Anthony Richardson. That's just our opinion. And yeah, we're biased Colts fans, but again, he's putting up 25 points when he's healthy.
Yep.
So.
And also, spoiler, just so you know, guys, I am going to publish this right now because it needs to get out.
Yeah.
Week 5 starts, sits, and breakouts full weekly guide for, again, week 5. We just released that video now. It's a 22-minute video.
All right.
So you guys enjoy that.
I'll
like
send
the video if you want us to keep doing it.
Yeah, so once you jump off here, go watch that video, and it'll be a full preview for week 5, including all your starts, sits, breakthroughs, etc. Answering a lot of your questions in here. But again, I'll stay on here. As long as you guys want me to answer questions, I'll stay here because I'm not feeling tired tonight. I'm good. I slept in this morning. So, Jake, seriously, dude, you're fine. Seriously. Jacobs and A-Chain for Bijan and Olave. What do y'all think? Also, first time joining the live. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to take the Bijan side there pretty easily. I think anytime you're getting Bijan Robinson, who is the best running back in the NFL, you got to feel good about that. So, Brandon Shoup says ditto to Andrew Miller. And Brandon, we appreciate you like crazy, my man. So thank you again.
Yeah.
Jeff says pick 2, Puka Nacua, Nico, and Michael Pittman. We'll go Pittman and Nacua there, I think.
Yep.
You good with that?
Yep.
Nick says traded C.J. Stroud and Jalen Warren for Aaron Jones. Thoughts on that? So you got if you got Aaron Jones, yeah, absolutely, dude. That's a great trade. That's fantastic.
Big fan of that for sure.
Yeah, well done.
Yep.
Brandon says Dubs or Tank Dell for the final flex. We're gonna go with Romeo Dubs. Romeo Dubs is looking really good so far, guys. I think he's been fairly underrated, and I think we're comfortable starting him in situations like this in our flex spots and stuff. And if he keeps it up even past that, but we're comfortable with Romeo Dubs. So,
yeah.
All right, drop your questions, drop your comments, drop a like on the video if you guys would. Please, we are at 106 likes. We've been going for 2 hours and 10 minutes. So we appreciate if you guys drop a like for us.
Zonkbeer.
We got a super chat, right?
Jeffrey McDye says $2.
Thank you, Jeffrey. We appreciate you, my friend.
Appreciate you.
You didn't even ask a question, dude. We got to earn it somehow, right?
Yeah. Zonkbeer says, somebody dropped Jacoby Myers. Should I drop Josh Palmer or Wan'Dale Robinson for him?
Wan'Dale all day.
Chris says, I just traded Keenan Allen, Saquon, and Godwin for CMC, Waddle, and Laporta. I like that deal. I think that's fine. Thoughts? I like Waddle and Keenan as a pretty
you got CMC.
Even deal. You got CMC.
You got CMC, dude.
Got CMC.
And you bought low on Waddle. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Great job, Chris.
Mila says, Stroud or Burrow? Good question. We're going to lean Burrow. Tom N says, do you think A-Chain keeps going or is he a trade high? I'm still leaning sell high. We have not seen what he can do without scoring touchdowns, but I'm not against holding him either.
Yeah.
Nick the Kick says, I took Jake Elliott in like the 10th round in a 10-team league. Best.
So, yeah,
kicker.
There are a couple kickers. I think I have Matt Gay in a league, and I think I'll just keep Matt Gay just because, number one, I'm a Colts fan, and but number two, he balled out that week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there are some kickers you just keep.
Yeah. How many subs have we gotten from this video?
Yeah, we've gotten like 15 or 20 subs. So we appreciate you guys. Get that number up as well. Keep dropping your questions. Keep dropping your comments. As long as you guys want to hang around, as long as you want to talk ball, talk fantasy football, I'll stay with you tonight.
We have, in the first 2 minutes, one view.
Let's go.
On our Week 5 Fantasy Primer video.
Drop all your questions in our comments if you would.
5 views.
We've got sit questions, waiver questions, anything. We are all caught up, so we're doing really well tonight, which means if you drop a comment right now, you're going to get it answered. Max says I got offered Pollard, Addison for Kupp, White, and Stevenson. Okay. I think it's awful. What do you think? I don't think it's awful, but I don't blame you for which. I want to know which side you're getting, Max. I want to know which side you're getting, so let me know. Nicholas says also pulled off Gibbs and Hopkins for Bijan. Goodness sakes, in a 16 team? Holy smokes.
Nice. Tom says, I hate RB committees worse than theme
ride lines. Dude, I wonder, like, Midwestern people, I think, like, their theme parks are like Kings Island and Cedar Point. But, like,
Holiday World.
I would love to go to, like,
that's an Indiana thing.
Yeah, that's an Indiana thing. I would love to go to some theme parks out of state and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Austin says, one more question, Pittman or Davis? I'm going to go Pittman here.
Yeah.
We think Pittman's going to keep eating up the targets in Indianapolis. We're comfortable with that. Honestly, super pleased with Pittman. He obviously had a down week last week. We're still not letting that scare us away from starting Michael Pittman. We think he's a viable flex option the rest of the season. And with Gabe Davis, Gabe Davis, we've talked about this on the show plenty, has been fairly touchdown dependent. So, you okay? Nathan's seeing stars. He's so tired. Gabe Davis, he's pretty much every game. He's
such an old man.
He's like scored big numbers and he's had a touchdown. So we're going to keep that, and we're gonna take it with a grain of salt. But Max says he's the Kupp owner. He needs 2 running back. His running back 2 is Jaleel. So he's the Kupp owner. So he would be sending away Cooper Kupp and getting. I think you're fine keeping Kupp there. I don't think it's awful. I will say I don't think it's awful, but I don't blame you for wanting to keep Kupp there.
No.
Hold or drop Roshan.
Hold if you can.
I would hold Roshan for sure. Don't drop him. I sit Kyron for A-Chain and Pacheco, right? I think this week you do because you're talking about the Chiefs in a very high-scoring matchup. You're talking about Devon A-Chain in a matchup against the Giants, and he's hot right now. I don't know how you don't start him.
Yep.
So, and Kyron Williams is playing the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are obviously going to be a tougher matchup for him. So, yeah, I think while those guys are going to be like in similar tiers right now, I think you're making the right choice. I'm really comfortable with that. Hey, we got some more comments rolling in. Drop your questions. They're going to keep going. And eventually, Nathan's going to go to sleep. Bobby says, I got Hall, Puka, Kelsey for Pollard, Ridley, and Laporta, hoping this gets me out of 1 and 3. So you got Hall, Puka, and Kelsey. I think that's a
Nice
smash,
deal.
dude.
Well
Holy
done.
smokes.
Good job.
Bobby, good job.
Brandon says not fantasy, but just ball in general. What's your perspective on Eagles rest of the year with secondary giving up everything and Hurts being down a bit this year? So Jalen Hurts, I would not necessarily blame Jalen Blaylen Hurts for playing poorly, because it's kind of been the whole offense. They're not really clicking on all cylinders. The offensive line is still phenomenal. They have the same talent as they did last year. It's just going to take a bit for them to really get implemented into this new system with this new offensive coordinator. Same with the defense. I mean, I think a lot of people, including us, underestimated the impact that Jonathan Gannon had on, granted, a talented defense, but they're not looking too great either. And I mean, you got to think last year, a lot of the reason the Eagles ended the season so well is because they had this huge, awesome stretch of health where literally everyone was healthy, and that's not very common in the NFL. I think this was our preseason prediction, but we said that the Cowboys were going to win the division over the Eagles, partially because we're superstitious and we think this curse for the NFC East, no consecutive champion over multiple years is going to happen. And I think there's a chance, absolutely, that the Eagles don't win the division this year. I think they are just as much of a threat in the postseason as they were last year.
Oracle Zap had a super chat with an emoji there. Thank you so much, Oracle Zap. Let us know if you have a question. Make us earn our 99 cents there, but we appreciate your support, my friend. I really, really do. Yeah. Nick says, and thank you for your super chat, and thank you for your support, Nick. Starting Zach Wilson, Herbert is on bye. Thoughts? If you have to, do it. I would wonder, though, in a redraft league, like, can you get somebody on waivers that's better than Zach Wilson? I mean, I would think there would be, even in a 12-team league, like unless you're playing in a 16 or 20-team league, that there would be somebody better than Zach Wilson. So let me know, Nick. But I mean, if you have to start Zach Wilson, again, it's a one quarterback league. I'm assuming we're fine with that. We got 69 people watching right now. That's
very nice. Very nice.
Tom, dude, you're spoiling us, man.
Yep.
Texans, the Jets.
Jets easy for me.
Colts on
DST.
Yeah, they're playing the Broncos.
Yep. So Jets playing the Broncos. Colts. Don't ever trust the Colts, even with their secondary. They've had a couple weeks where they put up some points because they do force turnovers, but ultimately their secondary is so bad. It's just going to be fluky. And with Houston, they got DeMeco Ryans. They have some hard-playing guys there, but they just don't have the talent or the ability that the Jets do, especially against a team that just isn't very good. I trust them the most this week.
Let's jump back up to Jesus.
Jesus. I got offered DK and Pittman for Diggs. Thoughts? I'll hold on to Diggs there.
Yeah.
You got to go with the ceiling. Ryan Blackney says trade Brees for flex and running back 2? ? Current flex is Drake London. Other running back one I have is James Conner, or do I just hold Brees? Hold Brees.
Yeah.
Jeffrey says, sorry. Everything's going on right now. Jalen Waddle or Puka Nacua this weekend? I'm gonna go with Jalen Waddle. I think he's gonna destroy this Giants defense.
Yeah.
Black Mamba forever.
Black Mamba
says
McGee.
Travis Etienne or James Cook non-PPR. In a non-PPR, I'm gonna go with Etienne.
Still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I was like, in a non-PPR. Wow.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
it doesn't change
Etienne. Chris says, thanks for answering, guys.
You're very welcome.
Problemo.
Chris.
Who should I start for my running back 2, Swift or Hall? We're going to go with Hall this week. We like the matchup. We like his breakout. It's a little bit ballsy. It's kind of a toss-up, honestly. If you started Swift, I don't blame you, but I personally think Hall is going to have a really good week.
I do want to skip ahead to Oracle Zap here. He did give us a super chat, so I want to answer his questions.
Yep.
10-man, half PPR, 1 QB, 1 flex. He got Allen Diggs, Kupp, Bijan, Pollard, Ingram, and he's got Ayuk in his flex. In his bench, he's got Hall, Stevenson, Ford, Christian Watson, Nico Collins. Oh, my goodness. No, it's not a 6-man league. It's a 10-man. Any thoughts? Championship caliber. Championship caliber for sure. Thoughts? I think you roll with that team, man. I think you have the perfect team to try and win your league with. So great job putting that team together. Yeah. Again, appreciate you with the super chat, man. Deluxify.
Nice. Start 3, Pacheco, JT, Brees, and Mostert. I'm going to go with Pacheco, JT, and Brees.
There you go.
Emilio Flores says, I got Connor and the Falcons. And if Barkley returns, who do I sub out? So I'm not sure who you should be subbing out because I don't really know what your roster makeup is right now. So if Barkley does return, I'm subbing out the worst player that you have on your starting lineup.
Yeah.
Aiden says Olave, Ayuk, or Garrett Wilson can only start 2. Also, Gibbs or JT at running back spot. Who should you start? I'm starting JT over Gibbs, and I'm going Ayuk and Garrett Wilson, starting 2 over Olave. DP says Dynasty, Lamb or Higgins, and a late 24 first. I'm going to go Lamb quite easily. Mystic Flame, 12-team Dynasty Superflex, start
Dynasty
11.
questions, baby.
Traded A-Chain and Christian Watson for Kyler and Devontae Smith. What? Can I leave?
You can leave on that if you want. That's ridiculous.
That's
Hey, y'all asking
insane.
the Dynasty questions. You guys, number one, are junkies, and we love you because that's who we are.
Yep.
But if you're not over on Dynasty domain, make sure you are because we're going to have some videos coming out there. Multiple videos next week, so it's going to be fun.
QF says you would really ride with Jordan Love over Action Jackson this week.
No, we're doing
we
Action
would
Jackson,
not.
baby.
Not Action Jackson.
Not us.
Jay says, I have Nick Folk, but both Aubrey and Carlson got dropped. Do I pick them up or keep Folk? I don't trust. Is Folk still on the Patriots?
Yeah,
I assume he is. No, I go ahead and grab Aubrey.
I would stream kicker, Jay. That's what I would do.
Yep.
Max says Michael Wilson a league winner. I doubt it. Is it possible? Yes. Are we going to bet on that? And we're high on Michael Wilson? No, we're not going to bet on that. I have him on my bench at 4-0. But you can keep him if you have the roster spots.
Yeah. Nick says, do I pick up Jamison Williams, Michael Wilson, or Rasheed Rice?
That's tough.
I would pick up
options.
Rasheed Rice because I think he's going to have a good week if you have the availability, if you have the roster spot for it. D's nuts. My name is Jeff.
Nice.
T-Law just got dropped. Should I drop Watson or Goff or both? I would assume to get T-Law. No, I think you're fine with where you are. I don't think there's much of a difference between any of those guys in fantasy outlook this year. Jesus says, I love the fact that you guys go straight to the point when answering a comment and don't beat around the bush.
Nice.
My middle name is Beat Around the Bush. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It is. He does good on the streams, though, doesn't he?
Well, let me explain to you guys.
Yeah.
Let me give you every single angle before I actually get to the answer.
you got some good feedback there.
Born to be a lawyer.
We appreciate the kind words,
I'm
man.
new to the channel, but I'm loving it. Keep it up. Appreciate you, my man.
Be a regular.
We
love seeing you guys.
We try our best. Emilio says, who do I sub out, Connor or Falcons running back for Giants running back number 26 if he does return this week? Falcons running back.
If it's Bijan, you're subbing out James Conner then.
Yeah.
Good question. Brandon
says, who do you think finishes QB1 end of year? I'll go with I'll not Justin Fields. I'll go with Josh Allen. I couldn't help it. Sorry. I'll go with Josh Allen this year.
I'm gonna go Anthony Richardson. That's my dark horse.
That's awesome.
My hopeful pick.
I wanted to say it, but
hey, we've got a blind appearance. Blind, what's up, man?
Hey, blind.
Christian Kirk or JSN and Laporta.
Oh, Kirk.
And this is redraft. We're taking Christian Kirk there. Yeah. I mean, we like JSN as a stash, but as you can see, like right now, he's kind of just at the bottom of the total poll for targets right now. So. Yeah. Oracle Zap says, thanks, guys. Just made the right trades. You're very welcome.
Yeah. Tom says, Josh Jacobs is going to blow it up twice this year.
Yes,
on
he
the
will.
Broncos. You better
see it coming, man.
Max says, I can't believe I traded KW3 for Gibbs, but I managed to flip Gibbs and Garrett Wilson for Jamar Chase. So Kenneth Walker for Jamar Chase, you're chilling. Still sad about Kenneth Walker's current value.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. Manny8 says, pick 2, Mixon, Monty, or JT if he plays. I am going to go Mixon and Monty.
I will go Mixon and Monty as well.
Yeah. Mila says, have a good night, gentlemen. You guys rock.
Dude, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Have a good night as well. Jermaine Saris said, what do you think about Keaton? Just kidding. Would you start Ingram and Kirk at the same time? And I'm sorry about the Keaton Mitchell first time live stream. Nice.
Oh, okay. So this isn't the... Okay, so Jermaine, the reason we thought you were messing with us is because we have gotten that question now on multiple live streams. So we thought maybe it was you last time too and you're messing with us. So no worries. This is a valid question, dude. So no, we weren't making fun of your question. It's a legit question and people need to know we just don't think a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then would you start Ingram at Kirk at the same time? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with that. They play different roles, so they can both get their own there. Jay says,
focus on the Titans.
Focus on the Titans.
This shows what we know about kickers, right?
Yeah. Rip. 18, 10, 4, 11 through 4 weeks. That's because they can't do anything in red zone. Still worth dropping for Aubrey. Yeah, because Aubrey's just going to get more opportunity and a higher scoring offense. So,
yeah.
Mystic Flame in that Dynasty Superflex, I traded Justin Fields and Monty for Lawrence this week. Oh, my gosh. So now quarterbacks are Hurts, Lawrence, Kyler, Bryce with 324 first.
What are you
good, man?
Dude.
Absolutely good.
Awesome.
I want to get in these leagues.
Right.
Quincy Davis says, who do I start, Jonnu Smith or Hunter Henry? I'm going to go with the better tight end, Hunter
You know what
Henry.
happens? We have listener leagues, and so we have people who are on our. By the way, if you go over at flockfantasy.com/domain, you can join our community and be in our Discord and chat with us all the time.
I have to make actual fair trades.
But in our listener leagues, like you know what offer I got this week?
What?
I send my 24 first and I get Baker Mayfield. That's the kind of offers I get.
Nice.
Who do I start, Jonnu or Hunter Henry?
I already said Hunter Henry.
Okay, Jeff,
who's more valuable going forward, Derrick Henry or Kenneth Walker? I'm going to go Derrick Henry just because of the type of offense that they run. I think Walker's volume is always going to be a little bit more limited than Derrick Henry's will be, and Henry gets better as the year goes on. Tom says, can't wait to see my Pacheco match Denver and Vegas twice on each. Same with Jacobs.
Yep.
For sure, man.
Yep, we
Nick
agree
the
with you.
Kick says, I love how funny it is that the Lions draft room was going crazy when they drafted Gibbs.
Can we pin this comment?
Okay. I cannot get over this. So
you're gonna wake Nathan back up here.
So I watched this, dude. I can't even see. My eyes are glazed over. Here's what I did when someone tweeted this in the last week after Gibbs laid another dud and Monty got 30 carries. Is they showed that video and I was like,
it literally pisses me
broke
off.
it down. I was like, all right, I need to do some film eval on what's going on here. So they make the pick. You've got Dan Campbell coming up to this guy who's already celebrating that they got Gibbs. And once Campbell comes up and hypes him up, he starts hitting the table. He gets even more excited. He's like, yes! And he starts throwing his papers everywhere. We got our guy. And I don't know. I was trying to find Ben Johnson. And I'm like,
he wasn't even in the
Johnson
room.
just like in the corner, like scheming? And he's like, they have no idea. I'm not going to use them.
Right.
And like,
it's so confusing, guys. Like,
it reminded me of a 5-year-old on Christmas Day getting a toy, and then a week later he forgets that he even owns it. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, why would you not use this awesome thing that you got for the 12th overall pick in the NFL draft? Makes no sense to me. I don't think it ever will. I'm not a coach in the NFL.
I'll take a couple here. QF stops needed defensive player this week. Oh gosh, Matt Milano.
That was the rest of my energy.
Let's go Milano. Jesus says, yeah, we're not defensive guys, by the way, so I just give you Milano because I think he's a better player.
Yeah.
Flowers, Stevenson, or Warren at the flex. I'm in multiple leagues. Yes,
going Flowers there.
Yeah, we're going Flowers. Josh says, hold A-Chain or trade him and trying to flip him for JT or Pollard straight up, which is a really good move. But Pollard only thinks he's only worth a second. Oh, then don't trade him. A-Chain's worth more than that.
Sounds like a dynasty question.
It is a dynasty question. Well, I mean, he's market value. He's worth a lot more than that right now. He's a top 12 running back on Keep Trade Cut. I mean, people are thinking very highly of him. So if nobody wants to pay for him, don't sell him cheap. Like just hold him.
Yeah.
But good question. Nick the Kick says, yeah, the Gibbs situation is funny and bad. I mean, mostly bad though. I don't find myself laughing about it all that often. I mainly find myself getting ticked off about it.
It really helps a lot when I go back and I watch that video. Honestly,
how does that help you? So here's the thing.
Because I
have 5%
just think
Jahmyr
it's
Gibbs.
such a comical situation. I'm like, it's literally like a kid who gets all the toys he wants for Christmas, and then he like doesn't play with them after a week.
I have 5% Jahmyr Gibbs in my best ball league. So like,
same.
But
well,
it's Dynasty,
I remember
dude.
it's funny
the
because
Dynasty
like
leagues.
Gibbs was our must start for the first couple weeks of the season,
my
but
God.
neither of us really had any shares of Gibbs, and we literally said in a video like, I don't know, there's just something about Gibbs where I'm not really excited about him this year, and that's why I didn't draft him a lot in best ball. Tom N says, super chat, appreciate you, my man. Says,
Thanks, Tom.
Gibbs, Jameson, same boat, same team.
Pretty much.
Completely agree there.
That's pretty much how it is.
Completely agree. And Ben Johnson plays a style of offense that is, it's not super flashy, but it results in a lot of points and some big plays. But they're not crazy doing all this stuff with Gibbs. Clearly, they like their traditional running backs in Jamal Williams, in David Montgomery, and then they're checking the ball down to their slot receivers, to their tight ends. Like, this is how they've operated since Ben Johnson has been there, and I think that just ultimately means that Jameson Williams is going to have limited target volume.
Yeah. Sai says, would you guys rather stash Rice, Johnson, or Mims? We just need to do a stash video, apparently. I mean, we've gotten a lot of questions on that.
Clearly.
So from I have room on my roster for 2, but I was all thinking about dropping Roshan for Keaton Mitchell. No. Keep Roshan there for sure. We like Roshan rest of the season more than Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
For Rice, Johnson, and Mims, I would stash. Right now, I would do Rice for sure, and probably lean Mims over Johnston right now. What do you think? Mims or Johnston? Stash. I'm
Johnston. Johnston.
All right. Johnston. Josh says, thanks, boys. Y'all are goated. Thank you so much, Josh. Appreciate you joining us. Max says, Komet or Musgrave rest of the season. Honestly, probably Musgrave. Musgrave's been pretty good. Musgrave?
Yeah.
Nick the Kick says...
There's got to be West Coast people coming in now being like, why are these guys look so tired?
Yeah.
Like, it's
hey, we're
6:40.
We're going on 2.5 hours. I have Gibbs in almost all my leagues when I drafted him decently high. Yeah, that's pretty much how we are in Dynasty too, so we totally understand that. Drop your questions, drop your comments, they're rolling in. T-Law, Watson, Pollard, there's your whole team. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm reading it right now. 12-team, PPR, 1 and 3. Do I make moves? I feel like it's good on paper. Yeah, I mean, all those guys are playing this week, right? Yeah, I think you're good. I think on paper it is a good team, so I'd say roll with it for another 2 weeks before you start making desperation moves. But again, like you said, on paper that's a good team and we're comfortable with that. So yeah, I would continue there. Alex Smith says start 3 PPR. Kamara, Kyron, Ayuk, Travis Etienne, or Swift. So if we're starting 3 of those guys, we're gonna go with Etienne first. I'm probably gonna go with Swift and Ayuk after that. Quincy Davis says I have Debo and Waddle. My starter, need 2 on my flex: Jacoby Myers, Jerry Jeudy, or Zay Flowers. Okay, you have Debo and Waddle, need 2 in your flex. So I would go Zay Flowers and Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sai says thanks a lot. You're welcome. What do you think of Rashid's upcoming schedule? Worth a pickup? I mean, if you have a roster spot, yeah, it's worth stashing him for sure. But if you don't, it's just dependent on your league. But maybe, yeah. Max says that's funny. I'm heading to work. Kitchen night shift. Nice. I'm assuming that means is HST. I'm assuming it's EST.
I don't know. Unless it's Hawaii Standard Time.
No way. Okay, yeah. Max, tell me what HST is. Caleb says, are y'all trading DJ for a first? Yes. I'll take a random first for DJ Moore.
Yes, absolutely.
Is Gallup worth an ad over Johnson rest of season?
No.
Pollard for Jacobs on a 10-team. Pollard.
Yes, Jacobs.
You're taking Jacobs? In redraft? You're too tired. You seriously taking Josh Jacobs or Tony Pollard? Dude, Tony Pollard's been good. We can't tell people to sell Tony Pollard.
I can when it's Josh Jacobs.
Okay. All right. You really think rest of season? So you're saying rest of season that Josh Jacobs will outscore Tony Pollard? That's what you think?
It has already been close the first few weeks, and Jacobs hasn't even been that great until this last week.
I mean, I guess I get it.
Pollard just laid a dud.
It's true. Do I trade Kamara to get Swift? I have Devonta Smith. Honestly, I think if you've got Swift, I would keep Kamara and just try to diversify that risk some. That would be my answer there. That's a good question, though. I think that's a fairly good trade, too. But look at the targets he got last week. Max says Hawaii Standard Time is what he's talking about. Dude, appreciate you joining us from the islands. That's awesome. We had somebody from New Zealand tonight. We had somewhere else, I forget. Oscar says, go to sleep, guys. We can watch your new video. You did a great job. Oscar, you are speaking Nathan's language. I told
Pollard, 66 points. Jacobs, 57.
Okay, so they're really close. You're right. Yeah, okay, I'm fine. I'm fine with your answer then. Rashee Rice or Michael Wilson. I've had both at one point so far. I feel like Wilson's less risky because he's a different receiver every week with the Chiefs. That's very true, Anna. That's very true. I'm good with sticking with Michael Wilson there. But, I mean, I think they're in the same tier rest of the season. Max says, Sunday slates are crazy. 7 a.m. every morning. Yeah, I guess I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
International games are nearly unwatchable. Yeah, you can't watch them. That's crazy. Yeah. I hope you have
tough.
NFL Plus so you can watch replays.
Yeah.
Sai says, also, do we think Kyron is a sell high? With the Rams saying that Ronnie Rivers will start getting more snaps. No, I'm not worried about that.
I'm not worried.
QF Sauce says pick 2 Kyron, A-Chain, Brees Hall. We'll go Brees Hall and A-Chain for this week.
Yep.
Brandon says stash Rice for Johnston. I think we got that one.
Yeah.
I would go Rashee Rice.
I would go Rice as well.
Nick the Kick says, is Chico Conquo bad or the Titans don't use tight ends?
Both.
Yeah. Good question. Both. Marquise Brown, Nico Collins, Miles Sanders, Adam Thielen. Pick 2 this weekend, please, and thank you for all your hard work. Thank you so much for tuning in, Jeffrey. For pick 2.
Marquise Brown.
And Nico? PPR League, Nico?
I'll go Nico.
Yep. We're good. Well, you've got a couple options there, I think, so we're good.
Tom, is Etienne a good ad? Can figure who to offer for him, or can't figure who to offer for him?
Yeah, Etienne's a great ad. I mean, if you can trade somebody of value, then
Ayuk,
yes.
That caliber.
Go. You're fine.
Barris Bart says, how many targets do you think
stubborn.
Kamara will be getting week to week? I think it's obvious 14 was because of Carr's injury. Absolutely.
Yeah, it
agree
was.
there.
But I mean, if he gets 7-8 targets a week, that's crazy. If he gets even half that, it's crazy. Yep. So, yeah, we're really comfortable with Kamara rest of the season. And it was great to see him. It was really surprising to come. I mean, it was just a circumstantial thing to him to come out and get those targets in week 1. That's crazy. All right, if you're watching, do a couple things for us. Drop a like, download. Nathan is literally about to fall asleep. So you have to drop a like for that. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get that number ticking up. And drop your questions. I'll stick around as long as you guys want to, and we'll answer questions tonight. Again, I'm feeling good. QF stops Breece Hall or Bijan this week. We have to go Bijan every week. And they're playing Bijan's playing the worst defense, run defense in the league. So I think you've got to go Bijan, if any week, especially this one. Mystic Flame says, thank you guys for all your hard work. And thank you, Mystic Flame, for your support and your super chat and for joining our stream. We appreciate the questions you ask. We appreciate you being a part of the community. Couldn't do it without you guys. Drop all your start sit questions, your matchup questions, trade questions, roster questions. Go to bed, dude. You are so stubborn. You're good. I'm not. Yeah, you're seriously. Go to bed. Go to bed. I'm gonna stay up and answer these questions for these people. We're good. I won't stay too much longer. Tom says, "Thank you, fellas. You're welcome." Honestly, we're caught up on questions.
You guys are the best.
Yeah. Nathan's going to bed. I'm gonna stay here and answer you guys' questions as long as you guys want to. Jay says, "Do I ride with Burrow as my QB1 this week or pick up a quarterback?" Honestly, I just ride with Burrow. And we have Burrow as a breakout candidate in our new video. So I think I'm really comfortable riding with Burrow this week anyways. And we think Burrow rest of the season is going to be fine. So we're not overreacting about Joe Burrow yet. DC just got offered Olave for Puka. Do I accept 12-man PPR? Olave for Puka. Honestly, I think they're in the same tier rest of the season. So, I would probably lean just keeping Puka. I probably would. Honestly, I don't blame you either way. Olave is obviously the wide receiver 1 there. However, you also do have to keep in mind, Derek Carr's struggling with an injury right now. What's that Saints offense going to look like right now? It's good to have weapons from the Rams. So I think I'm good with that. Brandon Shube says, thanks for staying up, guys. Appreciate all the advice. Taking myself to bed like Nathan needs to. Go Birds again. Brandon, you rock. Yeah. Bye, buddy. Brandon, thank you for joining us again. We appreciate it. We're gonna be getting. Nick says get some sleep. I will. I slept in, so Nathan's going. He's gonna go to bed. He was literally about to fall asleep right here, and it was so funny. But I'm here to answer questions as long as you guys want. Football de Noche says, do I play Olave or Flowers? Chris Olave, obviously with a tough matchup this week against the Pats. However, you don't have Christian Gonzalez there. They've got a little bit of a banged-up defense. So I think Olave, there's still a chance that he produces this week. With Zay Flowers, you have him going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if Nathan were here, he would probably say Flowers. I'd probably say Olave. So I'm the one here. I'm going to lean Olave, but we'll see. Are you guys once a week, says Tom. So we record a couple times a week. We tried a lot. We're going to start live streaming at least twice a week. We need to do more, honestly. We really enjoy doing this. Sorry to call out Kamara more. You're good, Barris. Do we think Williams is going to eat into his role after he returns to his Kamara show? I'm thinking he takes goal line work, but not certain. I think he might. But again, like when you're looking at where Kamara has been most efficient throughout the years, he's been most efficient alongside a running back like that in a pass catching role. And I think Kamara is still talented enough to get himself touchdowns. So we're not super worried. In fact, I think that Williams is going to help Kamara. That's just my opinion, but that's a good question. And Kamara's honestly a hard one to measure right now because, he's kind of a wild card. But he's not going to get 14 targets every week. We can definitely say that. Football de Noche. Harrison Butker or Brandon Aubrey for this week? Let's go Aubrey this week. Max says, is White and B-Rob enough? I've got Cup, Chase, A.J. Brown, Amari for my wide receiver flex back. My backup running back is Ramondre. White and B-Rob enough? That's for the question earlier. I'm going to try to find it real quick. I can't remember what it was. Drop the trade again, Max, because I can't remember what that question was, and it's way up here, and I'm having a hard time finding it. Let me know what the trade was again. The full trade updated. QF stops. Oh, you got a super chat. I'm going to skip up to Gus. Gus, thank you for your super chat. My friend Gus Ramos says start 2, and this is a full PPR league. This is going to be Adam Thielen, Jordan Addison, and Rashee Rice. So for this week, I'm probably going to roll with number 1, Jordan Addison. You've got them playing the Chiefs. Over-under for that game is at like 50.5 points. So that's probably going to be a shootout. They're probably going to be throwing the ball a lot. Addison has been taking over that wide receiver 2 role from KJ Osborne. So I'm going to be comfortable going out and starting Jordan Addison first, and then we're going to go with Thielen. Thielen playing the Lions secondary. They could be down Branch again this week. Nathan's pretty confident in Thielen, so I think I'm fine with that. Football de Noche does say, oh yeah, by the way, Gus, thank you again for your super chat, man. Really appreciate the support. Really appreciate you joining the stream. Let us know if you need anything else. Football de Noche says hello from Mexico. We have gotten so many countries tonight, guys. This is awesome. Hello, and thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Drop your questions. You got any more questions, drop them in. We're going to stay here. I'm going to answer them as long as I can. It's 10:38 Eastern Standard Time right now. I mean, you guys know Mason. Mason is over at Flock Fantasy, and he does live streams every night for like 5 hours. I have no idea how the dude does it. So I'm just trying to get like half of that. Javier says, what's your take on the Cowboys-Niners game? I mean, obviously that's going to be two good defenses. I think you still have to start your studs. I think you have to start Lamb. I think you've got to start guys like CMC and Ayuk. Like, I think you're starting them. But at the same time, when you're talking about some of those like Kittle, Brandon Cooks, some of those tougher matchups, I could see why you'd be a little bit more hesitant. Who knows? I think my personal opinion on that is those are the two best teams in the NFC. It'll probably be a shooter, or it'll probably be a defensive stalwart there. Tom says Amari Cooper's struggling. Does he have upside going forward? Yes, he does. And that's a great question, Tom. We are believers in Amari Cooper going forward. Even though he's struggling, even though we're not super comfortable with him, we feel fine about him. And honestly, I think he's got plenty of upside going forward as well. Oscar says my new nickname for you guys is Prime Time. I'm also out night all. Good. Thanks for joining us, Oscar. Appreciate it. I like Prime Time. I feel like somebody already has that nickname though. So, are you trying to get Storm? Is that what you're doing? Where's he at? Nathan says he dropped a like on the video. I love the content. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate it. Don't know who you are. Max says Cup, Mondre, and White. Okay, so Cup, Ramondre Stevenson, White for Addison and Pollard. Yeah, we're on that side. We'll still take the Cup side, I think. Daniel says, since St. Brown is out, do I try Williams in Detroit? Nah, we wouldn't recommend it. He's not a must start for us this week. It's just we really don't know what to expect from him, so who knows? But I wouldn't. And then Mason is on 24 hours a day. I'm telling you, dude, he is literally like I think he's a robot. It's crazy. Jay says Roshan or Josh Downs rest of the season. That's two really good stashes, I think. But I'll go Roshan Johnson because I think he's going to be the starting running back there eventually. I think he's going to be the workhorse running back. Actually, he might be. If Khalil Herbert's out for a while, you've already got that. We think Roshan's good. We've always been a big believer in Roshan, so we're going to go him. Would you sell Kyron Williams for a mid to late 24 first and an early third? It's hard to judge his value right now in Dynasty, but I do think if you're getting, even if it's possible, if it's a mid first, it's tough not to sell him for that. Tom says I see Thielen blowing it up in a revenge match. I think that is very possible. Nick the Kick says, thoughts on who finishes higher, Commanders or Giants? If this is for defense, I'm assuming you're talking about defense, Nick. No, I think you're just talking about the division, actually, because the Commanders already played. I think it's going to be the Giants, but honestly, it's kind of a crap show. Barris says, I can't believe how many people are antic on Pollard. Elite O-line, and he has yet to make the explosive plays we all know he will make on the A-train and don't have Pollard in any leagues. Yeah, that kind of stinks. I have no problem with Pollard. We were a little bit lower on Tony Pollard. He's like the running back 7 so far, I think. So pretty good production so far for him. Nathan's more stubborn than I am, so because we said that Tony Pollard was somebody that, like, before the season we weren't drafting a ton of, he's going to stick with that. I think Pollard's been fine, though. Okay. Pablo says Justin Herbert plus Aaron Jones for Cup. I'm fine with that if you have QB depth. That's fine. Iris says Jalen Warren, T. Higgins, Tutu Atwell on my flex, half PPR. Well, if T starts, I think you have to do T, but he's pretty banged up. And so with that, I mean, I'd probably go Jalen Warren there. It's tough because, you know, Jalen Warren obviously splitting with Najee Harris, but again, they're playing the Ravens. Ravens have a good defense. But I would probably go Jalen Warren over Tutu because Cooper Kupp is coming back. And because I don't think Tutu and Cooper Kupp and Puka are all going to produce. We have said the whole time that we think that when Kupp comes back, Tutu Atwell will be the guy that kind of takes the hit from it. And so we're going to stick with it. Because I think Higbee still produces there. And yeah, that's what I go. All right, if you guys have any more questions or comments, drop them in. Once you guys are finished, I'll be finished. But we're going 2 hours and 45 minutes strong right now, so drop a like if you haven't. And again, appreciate you guys. Make sure you drop your questions. Gil says, should I be trading for Deontay Johnson? When does he come back? Can somebody in the comments tell me when Deontay is scheduled to come back? I could look it up, but I'm got so many things going on my computer right now. Bear says, am I going to regret starting the Cowboys defensive special teams over like the Broncos? You might actually, because I mean, the Cowboys are playing the 49ers. They've got an explosive offense. The Broncos are playing the Jets. But honestly, the Broncos have the worst defense in like 15, 16 years. So no, I don't think you're going to regret that. I don't think you can comfortably start the Broncos defense. Yeah, I mean, you are quite literally talking about starting the worst defense in years. So, Tom says, interesting. I can see Roschon Johnson being the workhorse. Yeah, no, we could too. I totally agree with you there. I think he could be, and I think he has workhorse size and workhorse skills. And I know Nathan and Simon both agree with that as well. So. All right, you guys got any more questions? Drop them in the comments. I'll sit here and answer questions as long as you guys want to. We do have a new video out, so if you are heading out anytime soon, make sure you go check out the new video. Do us a huge favor and drop a like on that video for us, and then we really, really appreciate that. You guys help us out a ton. But it's a Week 5 preview. It's going to give some of the top starts and sits, and then it's going to give some matchup previews, etc. So it's a breakouts, injury report. It's kind of your full Week 5 primer. That's what we call it. Bear says, I think he comes back after the bye week toward Week 8. If you can get Deontay Johnson for super cheap, I'm fine buying him. Yeah, and then Gil says, reports say he should suit up by Week 7, but they are by Week 6. Yeah, I mean, if you go send some feelers for him. Again, I wouldn't pay a significant amount because, number one, that offense is not very good. Kenny Pickett has not been very good. But that being said, he could be a guy where if he's sitting on a roster where people need immediate help, he would be a good depth add. So yeah, I think that you can go send some feelers out for him. QF Stop says, do I start Cup over CD this week versus the Niners defense? I would still be a little bit more comfortable starting CD Lamb. I think CD will get his own. CD's a great player. Bobby says Chiefs, Jets, not Chiefs, Jets or Houston Jets defense. That's a great question. I'm taking the Jets defense there. So good question, Bobby. Gray says, Zay Flowers or Tank Dell this week, full PPR. This week, I'm going to go Zay Flowers, and Nathan's going to go Zay Flowers as well. We like Zay Flowers in his matchup this week, so we're going to be comfortable taking him. Nick says, I messed up after week 1, dropping Swift for Kyron Williams. I should have dropped someone else. Yeah, that does stink. That does stink. And after week 1, we didn't know Swift was going to have the role he does. You could have had both. But it's all right. I mean, at least Kyron Williams isn't a bust waiver wire pick. Like, you got a good one. So, I mean, you can live with that. You can live with that for sure. If you haven't already, get that number up for us. Appreciate it, guys. I'm at the bottom of the comments right now, so if you guys have a question about anything, matchup, start, sit, trades, roster reviews, just let me know. I'm hanging out, answering questions so you guys don't got anymore. Pablo V says, do you like Eckler without Mike Williams or Kupp the rest of the season? Eckler or Kupp? I'm still going to say Eckler. I think Eckler is going to be very, very involved with that offense. I do think that Mike Williams going down doesn't help Eckler, but again, I mean, Eckler played most of last year where he produced at an extremely high level without Mike Williams and Keenan Allen a lot of the time. So I think he can do it. I'm not super worried about the Mike Williams injury for him. Damian says, Michael Wilson or Jameson Williams with Amon-Ra St. Brown out? Good question. I think they're about the same tier weekly for me this week. I'll go Michael Wilson. I think he's the safest option. If you want to go the upside option and you want to gamble that Jameson Williams gets a touchdown or something like that, we're not sprinting to start JMO right now. Tom says, is Tyler Boyd worth a look in a 10-team league non-PPR? In a 10-team league, maybe he's worth a look. We more like Tyler Boyd in this week especially in deeper leagues because, again, now you have T. Higgins struggling with injury. But again, I mean, like in a 10-team, probably not yet, Tom. That's what I would say. Nate says start Lions defense this week. Lions playing the Panthers. Yeah, I think I'm starting the Lions defense this week. Super comfortable with that. Nathan says updated Colts record prediction. I said coming into the season, I think they were going to win 7 games. So I'll stick with that. I'll go with, what do you have to be? It's 7-10 now. 7-10. I'll stick with 7-10. I think they win 7 games. Sammy says start 1 D Smith, A Chain, Waddle, Cooper, and Debo. Dang, you're either in a 4-team league or you've got a stacked team. But I'll go Devonta Smith there against the Rams secondary for sure. Good question. Kevin says Stafford or Love. Stafford's playing the Eagles. Love's playing the Raiders. I'll go Jordan Love. I like the matchup against the Raiders. QF Stop says Waddle or Ayuk this week. We think Waddle's a breakout. Check out our new video if you haven't. We think Waddle's a breakout candidate this week. You know, he's obviously had a slower start. Maybe they get him more involved. Ayuk, obviously, with a tough matchup against that Dallas Cowboys defense, but they're down Diggs, so you have to keep that in mind. You know, I think I'm gonna go Waddle still. I think I'm just gonna go with the talent there. Gil says tight ends are hard to judge, but what 2 tight ends would you roster? Ertz, Goddard, or Musgrave? Out of those guys, I would be rostering. I mean, Goddard, man, he hasn't done anything. Probably Ertz and Musgrave at this point. Goddard is the tight end 29 right now. I mean, I hope you guys didn't draft Dallas Goedert a lot of him early this season because it's really not looking that good. So Arnie says QB's got Fields, so running back he's got Connor and A-Chain. Wide receiver Jefferson, Olave, Ridley, Flowers. Tight end Laporta. Kicker Aubrey, bench, got Godwin, London, Ferguson, Dell, Spears, and Herbie. That's a great roster. Looking at your quarterbacks here, Herbie and Fields. This is the classic. You've got 2 QBs, and if it's not a super flex, I think you got to be trading one of those guys. You don't need both of those guys. One of those guys is going to be on your bench every week. Right now, I think Fields is somebody you can get a lot for. Obviously, he has the rushing upside, but I think Justin Herbert's been producing fine. Sammy Clark says traded Mixon for Debo. Fair? Yeah, that's fair. Diesel says 1.5 PPR. Wan'Dale Robinson, Brandon Cooks, Josh Downs, or Jordan Mason. In a stash one, I'm going to stash Josh Downs there. Bear says, I'm going to claw at Kamara further just to annoy you. It's going to take a lot to get on my nerves, dude. I grew up with 4 younger siblings. I'm pretty steel-minded there. My record is great, so I can afford to trade players for the sake of their playoff schedule, okay? That's good. Kamara versus the Giants, the Rams, and Tampa Bay, or Swift versus Seattle. I think, woof. I'll still take Kamara there. I'm just more comfortable with Kamara still, even though Swift has been great. Mo Diesel says Packers or Cowboys defense. I'll go Packers defense. No. I'll still go Cowboys. I changed my mind. Sammy Clark says trade of Barkley, Puka, and Gibbs for A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, and A-Chain. Fair? Yeah, I think that's a fairly good trade. I hope A-Chain maintains what he's done this season so far this season for the rest of the season. But yeah, I'm fairly comfortable with that. Gray says, sadly sitting Ramondre this week. Is it time to sell? You know, I think you'd be selling low on Ramondre if you did. I mean, I definitely see what you can get for him, but yeah, I mean, he has turned into a guy that in some situations on some rosters you are going to have to sit. And that sucks. Again, I don't like selling low, but see what you can get. Damian says, what about Michael Wilson or Tank Dell? Tank Dell. Sammy Clark says, is it bad to have Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown? I don't think so. I mean, ideally, you're going to want to diversify that risk so you're not putting all of your assets or your chips into one offense. However, that's a pretty good offense to have a lot of. And as they've struggled so far this year, shop one of them and see what you can get. I would probably shop Smith instead of Brown because Smith is less of a sell low right now. And I think you'd be selling A.J. Brown a little bit low. Mo Diesel says Stroud or Stafford. I've got Kupp. I'm good. I'm going Stroud there. Travel with the Bills to London, or get right with the Patriots versus Carr and the Saints. Yeah, I'll probably take the Patriots defense there, even though they're a little bit banged up. Max says, even though Ramondre is not good, was Stroud and Najee for Ramondre. So you got Stroud and Najee for Ramondre. Yeah, that's a perfect trade. Using Najee to get anybody like that is still good. Yeah, that's great, Max. Good trade. QF Stop says Najee or Kamara this week. It's got to be Kamara. Tough matchup, but you got to go Alvin Kamara there. Pablo says, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Airspeed velocity? 42 meters per second squared. Iris says, trade Keenan Allen for Eckler. Same offense. Allen, I mean, they're both kind of injury prone. They're both kind of by themselves in their respective positions. I think it's kind of a wash. So whichever position you need help at the most, that's what's making the decision for me. For sure. All right, guys. 10:53 here. We'll go 7 more minutes, so drop your questions. Drop your comments. We'll answer all of them, then we'll be done at 11. Appreciate you guys. Been a great stream today. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do. Appreciate you guys. Say hey in the comments. Got 127 likes. This has been our most successful stream ever, you guys. I really appreciate it. Damien says Tyler Conklin or Kyle Pitts. How silly is this? I mean, you're talking about Tyler Conklin, of all people, playing with Zach Wilson as his quarterback. And my answer to that question is Tyler Conklin. Oh, what can you do about that? What can you do about that? The Kyle Pitts thing is a shame. QF Stop says Kyron Williams or Mixon this week. We'll go Mixon. Mixon playing the Arizona Cardinals defense. And Kyron Williams playing a tough defense in the Eagles. So, yeah, I'm going with that. Irish did say he's too young for Monty Python references. I'm not, because I've seen Monty Python and it's hilarious, but I just don't remember that for some reason. It might be because I'm exhausted. Kevin says Kirk or Addison and Burrow or Love. I think you have to start Christian Kirk with as many targets as you've been getting. And we'll still go Burrow this week. We're calling our shot on Burrow, and we're going to say that he's going to come back this week and have a good game. Sammy Clark says Ravens or Cowboys defense. Ravens. Good defense, better matchup. Go with the Ravens. Good question. I have seen Monty Python. I have seen it. It is very funny. Tom says good night. Thank you. Dude, Tom, thank you for joining us tonight, and thanks for all your super chats, man. You are super awesome. Appreciate it. Make sure you join us next time. Love having you on. What else you got? QF Stops. Mixon or Pacheco? Oops, wrong one. Pacheco's not a bad start because, again, that's going to be a shootout with the Vikings. But I'll still go Mixon. Ravens or Patriots defense? Ravens. Against the hobbled Kenny Pickett, I'll take the Ravens. Take the Ravens. All right, what else we got? We got 5 more minutes, guys. Get all your questions in. LMAO. Exactly. We're going to wrap this thing up here just soon. What's up, Caleb? All right. You guys rock. Appreciate all your love tonight. Pickens or Dell? From Matt. Thanks for joining us, Matt. I like the Bart Simpson. Tank Dell. We're not super confident in George Pickens right now. It's not. I mean, we're just not super confident in any offensive players from the Steelers right now. That's just. I mean, that's just the nature of Pittsburgh right now. It's unfortunate, but we have to kind of stay with that. Flowers or Puka? We like Flowers this week, so good question. We will go Puka Nacua, though. Appreciate it. If you guys haven't, make sure you subscribe. Appreciate you guys joining the community. We have a lot of fun. Hey, go check. If you haven't already, go check out our latest video. We just released it tonight. When we get off of here, if each of you guys could go on our latest video and drop a like, because we stayed on for 3 hours live streaming. If you guys could go drop a like on that video and we could get a bunch of likes on it, it's going to help the algorithm a ton. And watch it. See, let us. And also, each of you watching, I want you to let me know what you think of the video. It's a new video. Week 5 primer. It kind of goes through, starts, sits, breakouts, and injuries. So like everything you need in one video for this week ahead, and like fantasy rich matchups. So I want you guys to like the video if you can, and I want you to let us know in the comments what you think and what you would add. We would love your feedback. And we need more positive feedback on our videos because we only get the trolls. So Nate says, do you think that Logan Thomas will continue to do well? Thank you for your help. So this is interesting. I mean, obviously Eric Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator there now. Eric Bieniemy was used to playing with Travis Kelce. Eric Bieniemy got Logan Thomas, 9 targets last night? Do I think he's going to continue to get 9 targets? Probably not, but okay. I'm done in like 3 minutes, so. Thank you for your help. You're welcome, Nate. Jeff says, Anthony Richardson or CJ Stroud this week, and we're going to go AR. We're going to start AR. Gil says, who better fantasy quarterback for the rest of the season, Stroud or Love? It's hard to bet against Stroud, man, with the passing volume right now. Hard to bet against Stroud. So, I'm going to say CJ. And I'm also just a CJ Stroud lover. So I won't pick against my guy. Arnie says Stroud, Monty, Hall, Garrett Wilson, Flowers, Fergie, Connor, Moody, and Lions. D would be, I think that's your team. I like it. Very good. Go down here. QF Stop says, and then he also says Gibbs, Pollard, Connor, Godwin, Lamb, and Smith. QF Stop says Damian Pierce or DeAndre Swift this week. I mean, the Falcons have a very good run defense, top 3 in the league. Swift is going to be playing. Who do they play? Crap. Eagles. Rams. They play the Rams. I'm playing Swift. I like Swift this week. Good question. All right, we got about 2 more minutes, guys. Let's drop all your questions last minute. My voice is about gone. It's been fun, though. This has been awesome. You guys rock. All right, like I said, we appreciate you guys watching so much. We appreciate each of you joining us, everybody that joins, super chats, everything. You guys are so generous to us, so we appreciate you. Hope you know that. Hope you subscribe if you haven't. We have a lot of fun over here. We do have another question. I will answer this real quick. Start Waller Ferguson. Waller. I will encourage you to head over to flockfantasy.com/domain. Use our code domain over there. You're going to get all of our exclusive content. It's going to be our rest of season rankings. It's going to be the articles that us and a ton of other creators create. And you also get literally everything the site offers. It's going to be huge soon. So like I said, if you use code domain, we'll give you a personalized team podcast. So you can give us your team. We'll create a podcast for you or a video. We'll do it on a live stream even. Like if you want to go over there and sign up for the Mother Flocker Tree using code domain, we'll do it on a live stream for you. How about that? But flockfantasy.com/domain. Again, use code domain. Make sure you get put in our campaign. You get in our Discord, and we chat with people all day, every day over there. So, got about 1 more minute here. Gil says, where's your partner? My partner went to bed because he was tired, and he'd been up since 5 a.m. So, I said, I'll take care of it for the rest of the night. Have a good night. Thanks for your help, Gil. Appreciate you. Kiostops, A-Chain or Swift. A-Chain. E111 says, I'm watching the breakout video right now. Check it out. Dude, thank you. Yeah, all of you guys, go check out the new video. If each of you could drop a like on the new video for us and let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. Really, really appreciate it. Matt says, thanks for the help, bro. You the GOAT. Matt, appreciate you joining us, man. I love having you guys around. We appreciate you. Couldn't do this without you guys, but that's going to be it for tonight. So, again, we'll try to be live on Monday. If you guys want to turn on those notifications, you can get a notification when we go live. Thanks again, guys, so much. Peace out. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Have fun watching football. We'll see you later.